podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
This is
Every day I'm hustling.
No matter what nobody say, man, spirit can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with, you know.
Dubios Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, the kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, you know, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar over. I feel like he was straight up and down, no special effects.
BoxingVoice.com.
How can Canelo have the biggest deal? Your deal is for $300 million, and I made $350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on the app.
BoxingVoice.com.
I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my green print.
Dubios Productions.
BoxingVoice.com.
What up? Welcome back, fight fans. What's going on? Hashtag TBV podcast. What's going on, Boxing Voice family? We are back with another one. And I'm pretty much a little more excited than normal, man. I mean, we're talking the legends, and we get to talk the great Jake Paul, man. That's all I want to talk about, man. He and Nate obviously stole the show for me. And I'm more interested in the options of Jake Paul versus the options of, Mike Tyson. But Mike looked good. A lot of naysayers, a lot of people said this was going to be two old dudes and it wasn't going to be worth the money. We had a morning after show earlier this morning, and man, people were definitely excited. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about outside of the Triller card, which featured Mike Tyson and Roy Jones, and Jake Paul and Nate Robinson. We have Oscar De La Hoya coming out and telling us, I guess, some good news. He's trying to make Vergil Ortiz versus Terrence Crawford. But I guess my question is it too soon? I don't know that I'm excited about that. And then we can talk about Daniel Jacobs squeaking by with the win in a split decision versus Gabriel Rosado, where he was supposed to teach Gabe a lesson, and I don't know if that was done or not. Mitty, what's up, man? It looks like they left me alone. It's just you and I today.
No.
Yo.
Not just
Where's
you.
the monster?
He slid up
we
the
got a
little
ghost
pipe.
here, man.
Mustache in the house.
Mustache is in the house. I see him now. Yo, what up, Mario? What up, people? What up, the TBV world? Sunday is Crow Day, and like Ness pretty much set the scene for you guys. It's interesting. We're going to talk about that, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul for sure. And the only thing that you left out, Ness, is like, there was some action in the UK, man, like Daniel Dubois and Joyce. So that's another good topic for today, man. But yeah, what up, Mario?
Hey, he can't blame me either because I put it in the pre-pro. So.
No, and you know what? That probably was in terms of pure boxing, probably the best fight. And in terms of elite level boxing, the highest win of the weekend. But again, the biggest statement for me was Jake Paul. I think that his win, it was trending on YouTube as the #1 video. I believe Triller called him and told him take it down, because he was ruining sales, to be honest with you. Like, if you got 20 million, 25 million subs and you put your knockout there, why is anybody going to go buy it? But if you Google it, it was trending on YouTube. Now the video is gone. He definitely made a bigger splash. But in terms of keeping it boxing first and going down to topics, let's talk Mike Tyson and his return, Roy Jones, the Triller app. And I'm going to start with the main event, obviously, because that's what everybody wants to talk about. And Mike looked amazing. I can't say it enough. The way that he came out, he really did come out like vintage Mike. with the lateral movement and that up jab. It just felt like Roy didn't take Mike seriously. Mike really looked like he trained. He didn't tire as quickly as Roy. I felt like after the first round, I mean, Mitty, you're the fighter, but after the first round, I felt like, wait a minute, Roy's looking real tired. I don't know if it was underestimating Mike's physical strength and he lost more strength in the or stamina in those clinches because he tried to wrestle with Mike and that didn't work. I heard Tom Yankello kept saying, walk his ass back. So they wanted Roy to walk Mike back, which was working a lot of times for Roy, which was surprising. But I wonder how much energy that took to wrestle with Big Mike Tyson.
I mean, like, you're right. It probably takes energy, right? But I put it down purely to the age on both sides, right? So it's true that Mike tired a bit, like, after Roy, but like both of them ended up tiring. And whilst the action was like enjoyable, you still, from a pure boxing standpoint, I had like problem with like their footwork, but I don't want to take anything away from those guys. We know what it was going to be. It was going to be an exhibition. And, they actually fought at a good intensity, not like necessarily the power level, but they just like worked, right? They let their hand go a little bit. They moved, Roy tried to pull some old moves and all that. Mike did his like shuffle, like you said, like side to side, uppercut and all that. But those two dudes, to me anyway, knew that it was to be in the spirit of the exhibition. And they were not necessarily throwing like ferociously. They were throwing nice shot, but not like with the intention like bad blood. They were just like keeping it in a spirit of the exhibition, and that was good. Like I like that because
I don't know, Mitty. I think from the first punch, I said, "Oh shit, Mike's really here to take off Roy's head." I didn't see any.
There were some moments. There were some moments where he was just ferocious to the body. I mean, like he wanted to stop him to the body. It seemed like at times, but I agree. Like I know what you're saying. Like we knew what this was gonna be, and I felt like all the people that were like talking about, oh, Mike could come back and beat, the top 5, top 10. Like they're the ones that ruined this for a while. Like they made this seem like if it wasn't just a guilty pleasure, like, oh, you're watching this because you're trying to watch real boxing. It's like, no, shut up. Like we're watching this because it's Mike and Roy, and it's it's just nostalgic, it's fun, but it ended up being way more entertaining than I thought it would be. You know what I'm saying? And the CompuBox shows too, Tyson outlanded Jones in every single round except for the 6th, where they both landed 6 total punches. And so, there was some leather flying. Like it was fun. It was fun to kind of go back in time. I still wonder what it would have been like if they had a crowd, how much that would have changed, the feel. But from the music to everything, it was a vibe.
They were pumping in crowd noise. They were pumping in crowd noise.
Yeah. No, but I don't think like the crowd would have been better, right? For sure. And but yeah, no, it was what it was, and it was not bad. Like I definitely thought that it would be worse than that. It was not bad at all. And yeah, but Mike told you, man. Mike told you at the end, like he said, I'm a humanitarian, right? When they told me, oh, you're gonna stop people, he said, no, that's not what I want to do no more. I want to be a humanitarian, right? So, I knew what it was. I believe they knew what it was. No one was out there to stop no one, man. But it was all good, man.
So you still riding with there was no knockouts allowed, and that's why we didn't see one?
100%.
Man.
Like they, with the way they were,
Mitty,
they
none
could
of
have
those
like taken
shots.
each other out. Like the way you were saying that Mike was just going there, like Mike could have stopped him. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
they stopped throwing
I
like
think
shots
there were
to the
times
head.
where
Like
Mike's-
look
I
at the
see.
number of headshots, man.
Listen. The biggest shot that we all seen Mike miss was the combination left hook, right uppercut.
Yes,
Imagine
uppercut,
that wasn't fake. He missed for real.
It
Imagine
wasn't
he doesn't.
fake. It wasn't
Imagine
fake.
he
That's what I'm
doesn't
saying.
miss.
They know how to take like some hits of those. I'm telling you, even when it looks like, looks like it's like thrown with like some velocity and all that. Those guys know how to take some hits off those shots, man, and that's what they've done. Even when they were going to the body, they were just like, hitting, taking the hits, a little bit of the
I
hits
don't
off
know,
those
man.
shots.
Roy Jones said he had to think. He got to talk to his family before deciding on whether or not he could fight again. He said Mike hits too hard. He said
But I think I feel like
Mike was like, nah, you got to come back. You gonna be on the
he's
undercard.
fighting on my undercard. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Mike, he was like in such a good spirit, and like he just it sounded so cool at the end.
He sounded
you
so
know,
happy.
And like, and he, everybody quotes him as the guy is like, everybody's got a plan until you get hit, right? And then he said, yeah, I came with my plan B. I hit him back. That shit was like perfect timing, like just witty. And I missed that about interviews, post-fight interviews. Post-fight interviews used to be a whole other show. You know what I mean? It was like the ring entrance, and like that was a show, and then of course the fight was a show. But at the end, is Jim Lampley or Larry? Larry Merchant going to get into it with the fighter or whatever? You know what I'm saying? And so it just kind of brought back some of those vibes. And
Super chat
it was cool.
from John
I liked
Real.
it, but like, I'm gonna say, aside from the fight, right? I actually liked the visual of the studio, right? The studio, the color scheme was very simple.
I loved it,
but it was so much better than like anything I've seen.
It was
right?
awesome.
Like,
it was
I
awesome.
really liked it, and I hope that a lot of like the bubble fight took that on board, and just like visually, it looked really good to me. I like the color scheme. I like the simplicity of it. I like that the production was cool.
Mike made $10 million guarantee. He giving $1 million of that to charity. Plus, he got pay-per-view back end. And Legends League definitely has been launched. Ja the Real on the super chat says Roy Jones boxing gloves was fire. Yeah, he had the Kobe Bryant tribute, right?
He had the Kobe's. He had the 8
tribute,
and the 24. They were dope.
Somebody said he copied off of Rel from Border Wars last season.
Rel did it first.
He didn't even copy it. Rel sent him his gloves. That was Rel gloves. Man.
I mean, he did.
Those were Rel gloves.
He did. He those gloves were reusable since he ain't really put nobody out with them. Oh, shots fired. Nah, yeah. But listen, so what's next for Mike, man? Because like you heard him, he said, he's not done. He wants to keep it going. You know that the whole rumor and buzz around this was Legends League. So are we going to see more Legends? Is Mike going to come back? And if so, who you want to see him with? Mitty?
I don't know, man. Like, anyone that, they can find and then they keep with that same spirit, I'll be happy with it. I can't hate on like dude doing what they're doing, right? So, but I don't even want to just give you a name. It really depends on like, whether the fighters want to be there. I just don't think that Shannon will go with that spirit though. I think Shannon will go in there and will be too competitive, right? And will try to knock someone heads off. Otherwise, I would have gone with the champ, man. I like, I like Shannon Briggs, but I don't know if he's done with exhibitions, man. He want to go bare knuckle boxing for real, man. So,
I think Shannon is the perfect route, and I'll tell you why. Because like this fight right here, everybody is going to talk about the fact that there wasn't a knockout. I mean, not that they're going to talk about that, focus on it, but that's going to be part of the build-up to the next one. Like, oh well, we didn't see that knockout, so then people are going to question. So the best thing to do is to bring in a guy like Shannon Briggs, who you don't know is borderline going to take this fight like legit, going full force and stuff. I think that would build it. We almost saw that fight. You know what I'm saying? Shannon almost landed that fight.
But I don't know.
I don't know if I want that fight. Did you guys see the picture of Shannon Briggs and Tyson together? Very small. And we all know we all know that Tyson had a lot of trouble with bigger fighters, let alone at this age where his reflexes and just nothing is the same. But I want to show you guys that and everybody watching on YouTube so you can see this screen share of him and Mike. And
I see that.
Go for it.
While you do that real quick, let me read this super chat. Easy Boy 88 Sonny says, this question is for all, but I want the Brits to take. Did Dubois quit? Yes or no? We're definitely going to get into that in just a bit. We'll finish with the card, we'll get into that. I promise we got a lot to say on that.
He needs to tell us who the Brits is, though, because I don't know any Brits on this panel, man. But,
He thinks you're a Brit.
Oh, okay.
He thinks Ness is from Yorkshire.
Yeah,
I'm from Sheffield,
man.
I'm from Sheffield. That's where all the dark-skinned people from, man. I'm probably from like Brixton, man. South London.
Oh, Brixton, London. Yeah,
South London,
hey,
man.
you from my end, man.
Yeah,
like
man.
right next to where I live. Man.
Yeah, the man from South London, man.
Oh yeah, the man.
Yo, I watched
Shannon
Blue
Briggs
Story.
looking
I
huge.
watched Blue Story, and now I think I'm from the UK, man. It's over. But
That's
yeah, I couldn't find a side by side, man. Where he put it at? I know he got it up here. Let me see if it's this
He's
one.
massive, like compared to him. That's
He's
for sure.
definitely too big for Tyson, man. Like Tyson got to be sure that's what he want. I know, people.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see no KO in the Legend Leagues. The Legend Leagues, I want it to be exactly what we saw yesterday, right? So I don't want to have any crazy things where people are starting demanding KOs on old dude, like 54 years old. Like, what kind of like sadistic spectacle is that, man? Come on, man.
No, I feel you. I feel you. I think though, it's just gonna depend what they do or how they try to sell it. Because the Legends League to me has a lot of potential. You know what I mean? Like I like people watch, the seniors tour. When it comes to golf, like there are other senior leagues and other types of sports, and I don't know, it's just something interesting about boxing that makes
seniors
it
is popping,
cool.
man. You can't like seniors anything. Like didn't Ice Cube just do like 3-on-3s with retired basketball players or some weird stuff like that? Like it's always gonna be good to see the people from that you were raised on do their thing again, man. But look, since you don't want to see old dudes do their thing, man, let's talk this new crop. Let's talk this younger generation taking the boxing world by storm and really bringing the biggest fights to boxing. I mean, I'm talking Jake Paul, man. Jake Paul looks like he could get a Conor McGregor fight. It looks like he could even get a KSI rematch, and I know Dazn wants that. Dazn was this ain't even they fight, and they posted more stuff of Jake Paul and Mike Tyson than Triller did, and literally. I'm being literal. Like Triller didn't post anything. They don't even have fight results. They didn't post a picture or a video post fight at all. So like Dazn all over this. They obviously could offer him KSI. We all know that Jake Paul has been kind of negotiate to get a Conor McGregor. Now Mario, I'm glad you showed up. I know that Francis Odumi didn't, but there's some dude named Ben that is from the UFC that wants it with Jake. Jake might have called him out earlier last year, and now this dude Ben seen what he did. Now everybody's seeing this kid's a big fish. Now the world wants, oh yeah, let's fight. A lot of people, basketball players, so many dudes that I can't even name, bro, are calling this kid out. It's all over. Rappers, some weird rapper I never heard of. But if you just put Jake Paul on Instagram, you're going to see all the people that want the sauce with Jake. Jake just became an overnight success, and that's what knockouts do, man. Badou Jack is on this card. Nobody's saying nothing about him. Nothing,
Yeah.
man. Like,
I mean, like,
And that's because he had a good performance.
No, but he's definitely the winner of that event, right? That's what I think, right? Coming out of it, Mike Tyson, obviously Roy, but then in terms of like stock rising like that, it's definitely Jake Paul because of like the way he took to do that also, right? And I told you before, like, I heard a few good things about Jake Paul. I'm not gonna put him in the category of like, top professional fighters, but then at this level, he's gonna be dominated dude like that for sure. And I mean, like, you've gotta respect his hustle, but whether you want to give him like the credit and the respect you give professional boxers or not, you have to see what he's doing like for his own brand and all that. So, man, I mean, he's doing well. I don't want to see him with Conor McGregor though. McGregor will just like dismantle him, man.
Yeah, I think McGregor beats him too. But you were talking about Ben Askren, and that's the thing about Ben Askren.
Hold up. Let's stay on the big fish, man. Conor McGregor, man. You think he dismantles Jake?
I think he beats him for sure.
Well, let's start with this. Let's start with he couldn't even hurt a 147-pounder. Let's start with that. He never hurt Floyd.
What's the name of that 147-pounder?
He never hurt Floyd. He never hurt Floyd though. He hit Floyd. He never hurt him. He never hurt him.
Yeah, but I don't think he ever really hit him with anything.
He will hit Jake though. He will hurt him. He will hurt Jake.
Yeah, he'll find Jake in a way that he didn't find Floyd.
All right, second thing. Floyd hurt McGregor. Jake is a real 190-pounder.
Okay.
I mean, look, Mitty, I didn't believe the power until I watched this fight.
I believe the power.
No,
right?
I hear
Like,
you, but for those that didn't know, I said it earlier. There's a YouTube and an Instagram video and a TikTok video running around with like 20 of his knockouts in sparring and knockdowns. I thought that was fake to drum up interest. Now I see him get in there with a former athlete, put him down 3 times, put him to sleep, Pacquiao style. Only Marquez did that. I wouldn't mind. I'm paying. I'm paying for the fight for him and Conor. Why not?
Yeah,
Why
but
not?
it's just like it's the difference in skills. Like so, there's believing the power and then believing that you can just land in that way on those kind of elite skilled fighters, right?
But
And then,
Conor's
you know,
skilled
you're
in
gonna
the-
tell me
he's
elite
not skilled
Conor
at
is not
boxing.
elite or whatever, but Conor is elite compared to Jack. Trust me, he is. Like, you know, the fighters that he can hang with are maybe like the fighters like, you know, the very low level pro at like 1, 2, 3, 4 fights, right? He can just do well with those guys. Those skills fighters, like when you talk about like the
But even Conor
top
off this
50
layoff, Mitty, Conor's
Yeah,
got like
man.
a year layoff, bruh.
Conor coming off the pub, you know, like, you know, not off the layoff, like coming in after the pub, like still like a few whiskey
All right,
down him.
what about
He'll
this
just
one?
deal with Jake Paul.
What about this one? Because I know the KSI fight that's there. They got the storyline. Oh, you beat my brother. I'm the real boxer in the family. It's there. Plus, KSI already took to social media. He already said he wasn't impressed. Everybody has something to say, but they watching. They had something negative to say, but they watched you. This kid is blowing up. But what about Jake Paul versus Chris Brown? Chris Brown took to his social media, put it on the story, and just laughed with the words "bruh." So he's got 75 million Instagram followers. We know he was gonna fight Soulja Boy on a fake 50 Cent TMT card. Can we get this one? I mean, not can we get it, because that's beyond our pay grade. But like, if it was to happen, you picking Jake over Brown, over the dancer?
Yes, I would. Some reason why I picked Jake over Nate Robinson. I've seen Jake, and I tell you that he's a decent fighter, and he can just like operate well at a certain level in boxing, not the elite level or not the, you know, what we call the B or C level fighters they deal with Jake, but he deals with like people that are completely new to boxing. He will deal with them. I would pick Jake for sure.
Mario.
Yeah, I'm picking Jake over everyone that isn't Conor McGregor at this point that's been mentioned. I don't know. I think he even beats Ben Askren.
Now wait a minute,
UFC
Mario.
fighter you were talking about.
You're like from Texas. You know that Chris hangs with the Charlos. I mean, I'm sure for this they'll link up with him. I'm sure for this he could get with Derek James. You don't think that Chris, this everybody likes to say Nate was an athlete. Well, Chris was a great dancer. That means he's
Word.
agile. That
Yeah,
means
you
could
sound
have
like
better
Francis,
footwork.
man.
He could have
Francis
better
told me, like, you know,
footwork.
hey, Nate can dunk and all those
Yeah,
things. Like,
man.
I said,
No,
Chris
listen,
can
yo,
dance.
Chris is
Listen,
a
I'll
dancer,
tell you-
so that means he's got great footwork.
I'll tell you what did it for me last night. Okay, I see Nate rushing in, kind of like the way I did. Head down, charging, and I said to myself in the first round, any even decent, halfway decent fighter stops him in this fight. And my man did it, and he did it off of one of those punches too, one of those counters where he came out with his head down. You know what I'm saying? There's little things you can see in his game that obviously aren't up to the standards of a professional fighter. You know, the way he's winging his punches, the overhands. You know, he's just kind of throwing blind. But there are so many facets to his game that are much high level than you see in a typical gym. You know, with guys just off the street. So honestly, I think he beats any celebrity out there.
Damn, that's bold. Any celebrity out there.
Yeah.
Yo, you know
I don't know about any celebrities, but the ones that I've seen or the one that I haven't seen, we can't just based on, Chris Brown sounds like he could fight or he moves well or he's done pad work before. Maybe it is, but for the same reason I picked like Jake, I'll go with Jake because I've got like things that I can see. You know, I can see that the dude
Well said.
can handle, like, you know, think of like border fights that you've seen on Border Wars. Like, people think that what Jake did yesterday is easy. It's not easy at all. When someone is rushing you the way he was getting rushed, finding the punches that he found and executing it well with the timing, the distance and all that is not easy. The type of like pressure that Nate Robinson brought will make a novice fighter look bad, but Jake just did well with it. Like, don't don't mistake that, that performance for, an easy knockout thing. Like finding those type of shots is not easy,
I agree, man.
Word.
I thought I seen skill in him, and he was countering that with, he was letting, he was baiting him in.
Word. No, super chats real quick. Ja the Real says Dazn needs to hire Snoop Dogg. He sold the show. Yo, Snoop was kind of killing it a little bit with the jokes.
I'm shocked that people I've seen that all over Twitter. Like after this morning show,
I thought he was funny.
Not me, man. I thought he was just like.
It was corny, man.
Yeah, man. It's like that dude that don't know shit about boxing at your house going to fight. Yeah. Talking.
There's no way I would ever want him, calling, Spence Garcia. But for what it was, the only thing is I felt like he took over a little too much. But I thought he did a pretty cool job.
My man was like, yo, they fighting like some two grown ass men. Nigga, they 54. Shut whack ass out. That shit was corny, man. I'm telling you, people are all happy. And I'm like, but hey, man, whatever helps us, man. I would never talk bad about Snoop. If he's gonna make another 500,000 people show up to tune in, I shut my mouth, man. I'll actually big it up. Big Supermax with a super chat.
He says it's business and McGregor versus Paul at 175 in an 8-rounder for Zuffa's Boxing's first pay-per-view. That's very real possibility. Take the skill out of it. Big business, we all know that. We all know that Dana's been wanting to get into boxing in a big way. I mean, he's been putting on boxing cards, but they want to bring that Zuffa.
I wonder, though, if you label it an exhibition, does Dana have to get involved and could Conor find his way, doing this on his own? Because that's always been the thing. Like, they eating off of Conor, man. Like, he's locked into this forever contract, or what's going on? Like, why can't Conor do stuff outside of UFC without Dana and the UFC attaching themselves?
Isn't it out of contract with them, or I don't even know. Let me not speak.
I'm not sure.
That. Yeah, I don't.
I mean, from a UFC standpoint, he has to fight there because that's where the best fighters are. You know what I'm saying? But outside of it, I'm not sure. Like, obviously he was under contract with the Floyd fight, but anything moving forward in an exhibition type of fight, I don't know.
Leonard was also trash.
Let me go back on the commentary from Snoop kind of thing. Like, he wasn't the worst, man. The dude,
Leonard was the worst. Leonard was the worst.
No, not Leonard. Like the other dude, like there was Adesanya. Was good.
Israel Adesanya.
No, it was good. The other dude, like who?
Mauro
Ranallo.
Bro, that dude was just crazy. He was just talking like, drop it like it's hot and all that.
Yeah,
he
does that. He always makes those 90s references to hip hop. Yeah. I like him though. He's it might not have been but by the way, he stepped in very late for Al Bernstein. He wasn't supposed to be there. Al Bernstein caught COVID. Shout out to Al Bernstein. Prayers. He's a friend of the show. And he announced yesterday, I think it was yesterday, maybe a couple of days ago, that he had contracted COVID. So that's why Mauro stepped in for him.
Bro, what you mean don't dish Sugar Ray? Sugar Ray adds absolutely nothing to the telecast, man. Fox on PBC fired his ass a long time ago because he doesn't say anything. They gotta force him to talk. You gotta feed him the answer and the question. There's just no way, man. That's a waste of time, bro. But
it was cool, man. It was cool.
What about So what do you want to see next? I mean, for these guys, right? Because I feel like somebody in basketball has to step up. I said that before.
Why?
No, I mean, come on, man. Because he
killed
that
NBA name.
Because he killed the basketball player. Because he killed the basketball player live on TV. It just makes that sport look
bad
the family
right
name
now, or something like that. That's got nothing to do with them, man. It's just
somebody better step up,
Nate Robinson, man.
Nah, somebody got to step up, man. Somebody got to step up, man. Basketball looking bad today.
And get knocked out too.
Listen to me. Let me show you something, man, that they sent me. I love that I do this show because I get sent all the dope memes, man. Let me show you this shit, man. Look at this right here, what they sent me, man. This is what people think of basketball now. That's what people think of when they think of basketball, man. They literally cut the basketball dude out of the NBA sign and they put Nate Robinson there on the floor, man. That's the NBA sign now. Just look at YouTube in 15 seconds.
I saw that.
It's insane, bro. Like basketball can't stand for this. Basketball
Hey
can't
man,
stand
like
for this. Somebody got to
that
do
was
something.
not a loss for athletes or a loss for basketball, man. That was a loss for Nate Robinson, man.
No.
Damn,
Mitty,
dog,
did
that's
you see
so
this?
messed up.
Did you see this the meme? Does that look
NBA
like
I see
never
it. I
boxed
see
again.
it.
Does
But like
that say-
those
that
are
don't say
people that have
Nate?
too much time on their hands.
Nah,
man.
that
What are
don't
you gonna
say
do?
Nate. That don't say Nate. That's boxing. Everybody in boxing got to hold that L, man. It's like, bow, hold that, hold that. Yo, that's crazy. When they sent me this, I couldn't stop laughing, bro. It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I mean, like, hey, you're gonna see a lot of that, and apparently Nate Robinson is like taking this like at this moment in time anyway. He's taking it like in good spirits
No,
and
hell
he's just joking
yeah.
around. But he's not gonna hear the end of it. That's funny for
No.
2 days, but that's gonna be for 3 years in his face type of thing, man. Like,
Mitty,
so,
he's in a group chat like us, and the basketball players release their tweets like, yo, shout out to Nate. You know, not for getting in there and testing himself and getting back up, but for coming back to the group chat and taking all of the heat. 'Cause
yeah, but that shows
roasting
character
his
and all
ass
that.
in his
But,
own
like,
iMessage chats. They roasting him.
Bro, but yeah, I mean, like that's okay for I don't know for 2-3 days, and then you let it go. You know that those guys and his friend they're gonna let it go, but the rest of the world and all that, he's gonna be a meme for a long time, man. And that's what he's gonna be remembered for. Like that's crazy, man.
And that's why I said basketball need to step up. Somebody got to save Nate, or Nate need a comeback fight. You can't go out like this. You can't
Come
go
back
out
fight
like
with
this.
who? Like who's
Yeah,
gonna
I
watch
can't-
this?
I
He
don't
can
want
fight.
Nate coming back.
Listen. Nate could have his agent. First of all, he's got an agent, so he can have his agent contact the zone and start making negotiations for the Digi fight, so he could fight Jake Paul's first opponent on Jake Paul's next
Oh,
undercard.
KSI's brother? That's KSI's little brother. or
Yeah,
something like that.
KSI little brother. So at least he could get a win, Mitty. Mitty. Yo, KSI.
Okay, like
Listen to me. KSI little brother got on social media like, damn, I guess I could fight better than the basketball player. He ain't get knocked out.
all of those guys are trying to make like a little bit of money and all that. But I tell you what's better, man. We should ring his manager and bring him on like Border Wars. Get him a W on Border Wars.
That's
man.
what I said, but I don't even think he could beat Anthony Edwards. He can't beat Anthony Edwards looking like that. He can't. He definitely ain't beating Marvin the Champ. Ain't no way at 185, one that said, Nate fought like a straight novice Border Wars fighter, bro. He fought like a novice Border Wars fighter, man. At 185, he don't want no smoke with nobody at 185. I'm telling you.
One thing, like you need to help me out with this. There is like a pro fighter that rings on this show on the Boxing Voice and
Marlon
kept telling
Soaisi
us
Sims.
Nate was looking good.
Jordan Carter.
Like,
Jordan Carter from
and
Seattle,
telling
Washington.
us that Nate was looking good in sparring. He needs to
yeah.
come and explain because that's a lie, man. I don't believe that the guy was looking good in sparring.
I told him the same
Damn,
thing. I said,
Oh,
Jordan,
shit.
how you lie to us, man? I said the same thing.
Well, we had
man.
his trainer on too. Remember?
Yeah, we had
What is his
Paco.
trainer
He was in
gonna
the
tell you?
corner.
Paco
He was in the
Reyes.
corner.
Yo, we got a super chat
Yo.
from Big Super.
Super
said
chat
who?
from Big Super Mex. He says, "Yo, that's right though. Fox, NBC, DAZN all hire Ray Leonard initially, and he always ends up getting relieved of his duties. I hate to admit it, but it's true." Yo, and then
Right,
Jordan
he's
Carter,
no good.
Jordan Carter just came back. and
That's
said,
Jordan right there.
Nate said before he fought, this will be his first and last fight. He enjoyed the experience though. Well,
he
Jordan.
tripping. You tripping.
Well, Jordan.
Yo, Mitty said it. You can't, like, that's it. You gonna be forever known. Just like Ja Rule ain't known for none of them hits. He ain't known for none of that shit. Remember all them hits Ja Rule had? Ain't, all he known for is 50 blank in his career. Nobody don't remember nothing else but 50 dissing him all his career. Like, all them hit. No, don't be Nate. Nate, don't be that contestant on the Summer Jam screen, chat. Come back.
Damn, dog.
Bo
Bama
and
Bo,
Bama.
the super chat says, "Thank you, CYP. 4 target emojis, 3 fire emojis.
Because he won
and a
money.
smile emoji."
CYP
Yeah.
put money on Nate.
Oh,
Yeah.
he had money on it. Yeah, but I mean, we spoke about it. I spent a little bit of time on a back call earlier coming through, right? So, and I think CYP made comments like on the show before that talking about athletic abilities, but he explained himself in that. And on the back call, I understood what he was saying. But what Francis was saying before sounded a lot like what CYP was saying. Oh, he's athletic, he can jump and all. But actually, when CYP explained himself, that's not what he was saying. But Francis was the one telling me, he can dunk, he can do this, he can do that. You have to train for skills and the skills of boxing. I told those guys, I go to boxing shows like back when it was before COVID, almost every week, and I would see the skinny dude versus like the guy who's built and all that, and almost every time skills will pay the bill. Like the guy who knew how to defend himself, how to throw proper punches, would be the guy who will win, not the guy who looks better. And I don't know, man. Like, you're crazy.
Poor Nate, man. That shit looked bad, Nate. Bro.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yo, Mario.
It was like, and you knew it right from the jump.
Mario, you feel good. You could beat Nate. You know you feel good.
He's gonna go there.
You know you could. Yo, Mario got down 3 times, got up at least. Nate. Nate's still sleeping. He's still sleeping.
Yo, did you see that meme, Ness? Where they had Tyson and Roy in the ring ready to raise their hand.
Nate still in the background on the floor.
Yeah, someone said Nate is still here. Oh, Nate's still there.
Bruh, they had Nate still sleep while Mike and them was accepting the belts, man. That shit was hilarious. That's what I'm telling you. Listen to me. The winner of the weekend is Jake Paul. Yeah, Mike could sit in his post-fight and say, he's a god amongst mortals. Jake name ringing bells like Sunday at 12 o'clock, man. It's straight simple, man. He's out here got the world buzzing, man. Buzzing. I love it, though. I love it. I can't wait to see what's next, honestly.
Definitely. Yo, Easy Boy 88 Sony, real quick with the super chat says Legion League Oscar versus Tito rematch. Actually,
I think he meant the Legends League, but yeah, I'll take Oscar.
League. I said Legion.
No, he wrote Legions. I'll take Oscar though. I would take Oscar though. Versus Trinidad, but Oscar out here trying to he ain't trying to be a Legends League. He's still trying to fight Gennady.
No, he said he fight Triple G, Mitty.
Yo, he sees something.
I don't know what he's saying, man.
He sees something in Triple G, man. Yo, hey, Oscar really gonna make a comeback now. You think that inspired Oscar? If he was already just thinking about it, right? And his thinking about it wasn't no exhibition. His thinking about it, like, yo, I could get in there with Canelo. I could get in there with Gennady is this last thing he said. And now he sees Mike look as great as he did. That's it. Oscar making a full-blown comeback. We about to start seeing.
I mean, it's possible, right? It's possible. It depends what he wants to do and how seriously he wants to take it. But like I said before, I'm not interested in saying guys who've retired like over 10 years ago going into a serious thing. If he takes it as an exhibition, I'm happy with it and I'm gonna watch it. But I don't want to see none of those guys going for knockouts and all that. So I don't know. What you say, Pascal, man? Triple J, I'm playing with you, man. So.
Yo, but Nate's gear did look fly though. He had the Knicks colors on. He was looking official.
Yeah, I mean, like, hey. He did his thing, whether you like it or not. Like, he did his thing, and I don't know. He couldn't know that there was like that much of like a skill difference between the two, right? So Jack went in there thinking, damn, I'm in there with someone who I've been talking trash to, going back and forth, and who's an athlete as well. So I have to take him seriously, and I have to do my thing. So, he did his thing. So respect for that. That's all I have to say on that, man.
Hey, man, I'm still advocating for him. Him or the NBA. They must make a comeback, man. Somebody must.
Well, who in the NBA weighs like 190? Like, aren't they like usually like bigger dudes, like over 200 or something? Like that?
I don't even watch them.
I think like guards are, will be around that 180 to 200. Like, yeah, there's smaller guards out there that probably get there.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I tell you, I don't know nothing about basketball, man. Like, but whenever I see them, I see giants, big guys. I'm assuming they're over 200, man.
Word. Yeah, most of them are. Badou Jack looked good too, though. Speaking of comebacks, I thought he looked pretty good.
I mean, it looked good. Like, he didn't lose like 1 second of that fight. But the problem, like, the guy he was in there with,
Yeah,
had
that's
Yeah,
no
who
business
was
being
that
in there
guy,
with him,
bro?
and
You're
he was
absolutely
supposed
right.
to get that kind of finish that Jake found. But I don't know, man. Like,
But who was
hey,
that guy?
Yeah,
don't
he
know.
was,
He was like,
some undefeated
And he
guy.
was in an
what
8
was he, like a
rounder,
military
man.
guy or a vet?
33.
Like,
Oh, was he?
yeah, yeah. I think he was a vet. Like,
Oh,
but
okay.
that transition into boxing. At least that's what they were saying on the telecast. But he's no one on Badou Jack's level. Badou Jack is
No.
truly, truly elite, right?
You're right.
World champion, been in there with like big names and all that. And Badou was just playing. The dude was durable. You have to give it out to him, right? He
Nah,
was
he
durable.
was.
He was taking big shots, and I'm sure he has a headache tonight. But bro, you were expecting Badou to stop it, but I don't know, man.
Yeah. What'd y'all think of the music breaks?
That wasn't my thing, but I'm not gonna hate on the event.
Nah,
Like the event was
I
like decent, but that was
I definitely hated the Snoop 20-minute music break.
That was.
was it 20 minutes?
Bruh, I don't know. I know
I don't
I'm
think it was 20,
I know I'm
but-
exaggerating. It felt like at anywhere from like literally speaking, it felt like 5 to 7 songs. I mean, I could name at least 5. He did 187. He did Gin and Juice. He did
Nothing but a G thing.
exactly. He did the one with Pharrell. He all features.
Oh, yeah.
He ain't do a single
Like
fucking
it's
solo. That's when he ain't do a single fucking solo. You hear me? And this man.
You hear me?
You're gonna get some Snoop fans coming
Nah,
at you.
bruh, I'm a
Nah,
J
but
fan.
listen.
I'm a J fan. We don't need all them fucking features on our albums, man. You out here
Damn.
he out here singing his own shit and the dude who paid him to be on his shit. He out here
No,
talking
but-
about, I'm a hustler, baby. Like, yo, dog, I thought you wasn't Pharrell, man. You supposed to be
shit.
Snoop, man.
Hey,
he was
that's
singing
hilarious,
everybody's
bro.
shit, man.
But listen,
People out here, look,
fucking
I'm
the
gonna
only
tell
thing
the
is
truth,
like
man.
I
That
didn't
shit was
mind it.
too
I
much
wouldn't want to
songs.
see boxing in that context every single weekend. I'd like to see those type of events like once a
Once in a
year,
blue.
twice a year, whatever, like events like
Yeah.
and I can rock with that with exhibition type of thing, no problem. But the music was not necessarily my thing, but I like the visual,
Bruh, he
I
was
like
talking
the
to
mood of the thing, so it was okay.
Mitty, you ain't pay attention. He was talking to himself. Like, he literally voiced over all Dre parts. So it's like,
Yeah.
whatever Dre was supposed to say, it was him saying it right back at you. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
man.
pay attention to things like that. And some of the other guys, like you'll tell me I'm whack and all that. I don't know them, and like a French Montana guy, I only remember his name because he got French in it, but like I don't actually know. I'm telling
Oh, you don't know none of them songs?
bro.
He's got
yo,
some
what
bangers.
bias is that? I got a super chat from Ohio Runs Boxing. He says, my Ohio boys making noise again. That's crazy
are.
because Jake is from Ohio, and Ohio tells you that Marcus always tells you Ohio runs boxing. We got another one from Jordan Carter. You will forever be known as Nate's spawn partner until you get your oh no, this Earthquake. Wrong person. I meant to put Jordan Carter. I'm fighting Jake next. Haha. Yeah, right.
Me too.
You better not. You better not. We need to we gonna build you up to that one, man. We seen what happened to Nate. Stay away. For real.
Yo, Ohio Runs Boxing came back with another one saying, Jake Paul, Ohio stand up. Fist
Yo.
emoji, eyes looking emoji.
Crazy too, man. Crazy. He out here making a bigger name than most boxers, man. Getting more bread than most boxers. 600,000, Mitty. 600,000 for that. And we don't even know if he's getting pay-per-view upside because you seen how much Mike
It
Tyson was
probably
praising
is.
him.
It probably is. He's like one of the guy that brought something to the table to that event, right? So
Yeah,
hell
I would
yeah.
agree.
definitely he would have negotiated something, and he's not stupid. On top of that, he would have got all kind of like
Endorsements and sponsorships.
sponsorship, endorsement, all kind of things like that. YouTube views of his own channel during the
Hell
promotional
yeah.
and all that. So, bro, definitely there's
Killing
a
it.
lot of there ain't no fighters like below 10 fights that makes that kind of money. So, come on, man. Like, yeah, that's the thing. That's all the money kind of thing, man. So that's why I can't hate on him. He's doing his thing, and then that's good for him, man. No
Shout
problem.
out to Adrian in Wisconsin, Mitty's future opponent, wishfully
Hey.
thinking. Wishfully
You
thinking.
said victim.
He said that the
you
fight,
were a victim.
huh?
You said immediate future victim? Or,
Oh,
what did you say?
Victor.
Oh,
He said that the fight was lit at the bar, man. What maybe Mitty, man, maybe we gonna have to do the fight. Just give him the shot because he got the outdoor venue. Give him the shot because he brings something to the table. We got Slugger Sam on a super chat. Wow, Slugger Sam, really though? He says, yo, on some real ish, I'd knock out Mike Tyson. He my man though. I mean, if Slugger Sam is Shannon Briggs' YouTube channel, his alias YouTube channel, then I believe you. Nah, but we're gonna go to topic numero 2, right? Two. Oh, well, actually, no, we on 3 really, because it's like Crawford, right? We're talking Crawford and Virgil Ortiz and Oscar De La Hoya's, right? Am I right?
Oh, I thought. Oh no, the Joyce Dubois was next.
yeah.
But I don't know
He's
if you
talking
wanted
about
to.
wrapping up like what happened this weekend, man. Like,
Nah, you're right. No, listen, I'm all for it. I see a lot of people being, and it's the same thing, man. We talked about this. My guy loses, haha, he lost. Your guy loses, haha, your guy lost. So it's never gonna stop. You know what I mean? I guess when you get to a certain age, maybe it will. But at the end of the day, people running around saying that Dubois is a quitter and the UK fighters are quitters, or that they usually finish their fights on one knee. Only thing I said in joking is that Dubois did do the little, the cat paw, but in theory, like when he touched himself, he realized, something broke, and that's why he didn't continue. Same thing that Angulo did. I mean, who else?
Kell Brook did. That's the reaction you get.
No, I was
like,
trying to look for people non-UK, so just to show them that other people. Lucas Matisse did it with Victor Postal. I mean, this fighters, bro. The only one that didn't do it, and it's the same example I used this morning, and it's a serious example. Margarito didn't stop. Margarito's team didn't stop the fight. And Margarito's eyes are not straight. You can find pictures of him now. They don't line up horizontally, right? Diagonally, right? Horizontal. What is it, Mario? So they don't. They're not straight. They don't line up horizontally, man. His shits are looking like Captain Hook. It's like leaning. You don't want to be like that. Yo, and look, man. There's another fighter out there right now who wants to make a comeback. That you. Start looking at him and tell me that his shit's line up right. So it's better to be pulled out the fight, man. I'd rather get pulled out the fight. I'd rather stay on my knee than my fight. My eyes not line up, man. You guys are crazy, man.
Not just that, losing his eyes. Like, I think there was a super chat asking, and I was just joking, right? But for the guy in the super chat, like my view, and I'm gonna say that it's not the view of the whole of the UK, because you get like a lot of people with different views that have been out there, like pro fighters and all that, and I've got a very different views. I do not consider that as quitting, because we don't really know what happened with that shot. We don't know the reaction, and now come to find that he went to hospital, broken orbital bone, nerve damage, socket, man. And with nerve damage, that could be long-lasting injury. That could be losing an eye, for example, or something like that. Maybe, and we don't know at this point just yet, maybe we won't see Dubois back in the ring because of that. You don't know what's going to happen with the operation. You don't know, and that's someone that may have lost all his career on that one fight, but you wanted him to carry on to do what? To make sure that he completely loses that. And now if you take it, put it in context of who Daniel Dubois is, when you look at him like in interviews and stuff like that, everyone say, oh, he's dull, he looks a bit slow, he looks this and that. Like, do you think he's gonna get like a job at like as a telecast or something like that? Do you think he's gonna have a secondary career like that in boxing? No. I can see his career going downhill pretty quickly for something like this. So I can't sit there and tell him he's a quitter or whatever. The only other person I can tell you, I can know 100% that he quit, because we've seen it all, is when Duran just went out there and said, emotionally, I can't do it anymore. He turned around the rest and said, emotionally, it's not that I'm hurt, it's not that I receive a shot. Fuck it, I don't want to be there and do that. So that was quitting. The rest, I've never called a fighter for quitting like that. So that's all, man.
Yeah, I agree with both of y'all. Go ahead.
Real quick, Cash App. I believe this is Coach Rivera. Thank you for sending it via Cash App. This way we don't lose anything. He says, I would love Anderson, Spider, Silva, and Jake Paul. Mario, that's on you, man.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's been fighting, I think, at like 205, but I'm sure they could find a middle ground there. That would be, I think Anderson beats him every day of the week. But yeah, man, listen, as far as Dubois, I agree with both of you. I mean, to say that this 23-year-old kid, who, by the way, looked better at times in that fight than Joyce did. You know, Joyce had a great plan for that fight, and he executed it well. But Dubois, he showed things in that fight that were beyond, you know, just wins and losses. He showed that he has higher level skill. So, you know, to say that he should take that kind of punishment, you know, he didn't quit. It's the same thing as if, you know, you got a broken nose and can't see, or, you know, you suffered an injury. You know, we call that a stoppage, TKO, referee, whatever, throw in the towel. But that's what happens when you suffer the kind of damage that, you know, I mean, he could have lost his sight. Anything could have happened that last night. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and to find out after the fact that it was a broken orbital bone, that shows even more that he made the right decision.
I just don't get what people want. Like, it's not like he was gonna win. It was over. Like, if he. But let me get this super chat out from Coach Rivera again. It says, I know Spider Silva has sparred heavyweights. So. But you already said he would beat Jake. Mario?
Yeah, I think he would. I think he would.
The thing is, back on that thing, I don't know, man. But just like a quick one, like on the Dubois thing, like I do hope that his injury is not like is not too deep or whatever, and he can recover, right? Because, you know, he's only a young dude, right? So he was in there maybe too quick. Now we can all say it, right? I picked Dubois, by the way, in the pick-up league, so I have to take my crow on this. But we've seen in the ring that whatever we thought wasn't right. So we don't even talk about Joyce, right? No one is giving like Joyce the praise, but
I was.
He has a hell of a chin.
He's said maybe that.
Not as slow as we think. He looks slow, but none of the opponent in the ring with him came out of the ring telling him, yeah, he was slow as hell. No, like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's all like, you know, it's all deceptive to us, but he's doing his thing. And like, so congrats to Joyce. That's a well-deserved win. And it was a bit too soon for Dubois, but I hope he can come back and, you know, do something like, you know, in the future, because he's still young, man. So,
man,
I
definitely gave Joyce the proper praise before the fight, during the build-up of the fight, and
you thought he was schooling Dubois during it.
And then during the fight, I definitely was praising. But I mean, his opponents, man, you know, he was in the World Boxing Super Series as well. You know, he just had better opponents. He had a better upbringing, his experience.
Usyk, everything. He's seen it all. And again, right, people don't. What he did in the ring yesterday was good. Like that adjustment, simple game plan. Moving to the right, taking the right hand away from Dubois, just pumping his jab, being patient and being like accurate with it. That's like, you know, that's good. Like, you know, this is not like the, you know, the one-pace juggernaut that you know, everyone likes to say, right? So he did good things there, and he showed like good adjustment, you know. And his power must be real, man. Heavy.
Hello.
Let me ask you, what up, Enrique? Mitty, let me ask you a question here. I was reading, but I didn't get into the story. I'm more of a headline reader. But there was some sort of ironic twist to this fight. Is it true that Dubois was making jokes of Joe Joyce's mom's blind eyesight?
To be honest, I heard that, and and it looks like legit. It looks like real.
There's quotes and shit.
But but I didn't know that. I never picked up on that, because those two guys, the build-up between those two was dull, right? Everyone was saying, oh, it's dull and all that. So them throwing those kind of jokes would make it even worse. So, but again, like, I'm not one of those karma guys, but I was like distasteful, and I hope that, you know, I can't wish him bad because he said that, but he did say that, and that's not cool, man. You know,
I'm gonna touch on that Ness and Mitty and Mario.
Yo, what up, Enrique?
What up, Mitty? Yes, good to see you guys. I had no clue that Joe Joyce was gonna fight Daniel Dubois. I did this thing on my Twitter feed, my timelines, I like to call it. I was like, yo, I'm watching the Mike Tyson Gabe Rosado this week. That's my interest. And I said, fight weekend thread. Let's get it started. What else should I watch? And of course, someone and more than one said Daniel Dubois versus Joe Joyce is going to be the fight. And I recognize Joe Joyce's face, but there was no hype behind that. So they needed to make fun of somebody's mom or something. Like, that's never bad taste in boxing. It's personally bad taste. It builds the fight. But I had no clue about this fight.
Bruh.
Only because of my timeline that I asked, what fight should I be watching?
Oh, there's like making jokes and making jokes.
Bruh, they
bro.
interviewed Joyce's mom.
Oh, your mom is looking right, and you know I'll be in bed with her, and that's the kind of like stupid things we say.
Yeah,
That's making a joke, right? But just your mom is blind and that's good. Like that's
No, it's
good.
not good. It's offensive, but it brings light to the fight, and the fight is the business that needs light. And I told you,
and to be honest, you know, again, I'm not agreeing with Enrique on the context of what should be used to promote the fight, but I'm agreeing.
I didn't say that should be used. I'm just saying
No,
that
I know.
works.
I'm just saying that we do this particular fight for Joe Joyce, specifically, and for me as a person that picked Joe Joyce, I would prefer this win to sit better for Joyce, right? Dubois was this big dude. He was supposed to be next up. You know, Fury's out here saying he's next up. Warren's been talking the game. Yeah, Warren's supposed to, but the public was. Deontay Wilder was talking about Dubois 2 years ago in Alabama, saying, no, I'm watching that kid Dubois. You know, everybody's been talking about Dubois. So Joe Joyce deserves credit, not only because he made him not want to fight anymore, but because all of you guys called him slow. I called him, so we all thought he was one fight away from losing, and you know, he took out the hot guy, man. He deserves
You're
the
talking
credit.
about Joe Joyce was one fight away from losing and took out the hot guy. But me personally looking at the fight, and it was one of those weekends where it started off bad after the Daniel Jacobs sparring match, and then, you know, going into this fight, and I'm straight up critical now, like, yo, Dubois ain't the goods. You know, Joe Joyce ain't the goods. They both look like Border Wars fighter to me. And that's me being ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Me being totally ignorant, but looking at it that way. No excitement at all. I thought Dubois was going to win. He landed a lot, but, you know.
Just before you join on, I touched on that a little bit, like off the eye test, right? What people look like in the ring is very different, like from, you know, what actually happens in the ring. Dubois,
of course,
from the performance yesterday, you can say what you're saying, but actually he was landing good shots that actually put people to sleep before. And then when that didn't work with a guy like Joe Joyce, that's when you realize that, you know,
that
like
was the biggest
the diet
problem.
that he was fed up to there didn't prepare him for that, because he had no game plan, like number two. And Joe Joyce might look the way he looks to you, but trust me, he's been in there with like opposition that you recognize, like Brian Jennings, for example. You would see as a border war fighter. No, he got beat by Joe Joyce, and that didn't look good. That didn't look, you know.
It looked good.
Joe Joyce didn't look good. But
wait. Joyce didn't look good beating Brian
against
Jennings?
Brian Jennings. No, he did the same thing that he always does. He plods forward. People will just tell you, oh, he's slow, he's this and that. He's not that slow, because he does that to people that you respect, like Brian Jennings, right? It just doesn't look nice visually, but you have to respect what he's doing, you know?
But a hater who watches all the winning fighters only and says, man, Brian Jennings didn't really get anywhere in his career to be like, yo, he did that to Brian Jennings. You know what I mean? Am I right, Ness, or what?
Absolutely. He deserves, listen to me. He deserves credit for the Brian Jennings win, like I try to say on Thursday, and he deserves credit for the Bermain Stavern win, which a lot of UK fans laughed at, and that's why they picked Joe Joyce to lose, because they thought Bermain wasn't quality, and time and time again that gets proven wrong. You have to be good to beat him, and Areola never beat him. You know what I'm saying? Joyce beat him.
Yeah, man.
Brian Jennings went 12 with Vladimir Klitschko, and I think only knocked out to Luis Ortiz. Did Joyce knock him out, Mitty?
Who?
Oh yeah, Rivas knocked him out, but did Joyce knock him out?
Who are you talking about? I was on that for a bit. Jennings? Or?
Yeah.
Brian Jennings.
I think I want to say no.
I know. I don't even remember Luis Ortiz and Rivas.
They went long.
You know, but the story of this fight is Joyce's magnificent chin. Well, is it a story?
Yeah,
or,
it did go the
or
distance.
Is it a story or is it like
confirmation?
I don't know if it's confirmation. This is now is when I got my eyebrow up to see the next fight, because now we have to question, like you said, was it a Warren diet? Was it the Fujimotos of the world allowing us to believe that Dubois had power? Or is Joe Joyce like a fucking juggernaut chin for real?
The diet wasn't good, but the power is real, because the power we're talking about someone. The reason why the whole team and everyone is because they know he has that power. It comes from the sparring stories that you hear of, like against other elite heavyweights. The reason why Deontay Wilder is telling you I'm keeping my eye on this is because he's probably heard from reputable sources that the guy is for real and he has real power, right? Obviously, the guys that he was in there with were in these pro fights were not necessarily guys that can tell you that, oh, you know what, they can do something. But bro, Joe Joyce has a chin, man. Joe Joyce has a crazy chin. Dubois' power is just they know what to do when the power doesn't work. You know,
yeah,
and that's what happens. You know,
I would agree. I think Dubois definitely has power. I think that's proven. I think look, there's levels to this, right? Because you look at a guy like Deontay Wilder, who could have the best right hand in the history of the sport in terms of power. Like, that's a different level of power. But you know, I think that when you got as many knockouts as he got, and you know, Nathan Gorman, you can say what you want about the Fujimotos. Like, those are solid wins in a guy coming up. Like, you don't have to knock these guys out. How many other fighters do we see rising up the ranks that don't get the knockouts during those times, you know, against those fighters, against lesser fighters than a Nathan Gorman? You know what I'm saying? So I think ultimately you got to give him credit. He has a chin. I think that's simple. He has a chin. Could he withstand, you know, the might of an AJ or a Wilder punch? Well, that's, you know, very few can. So
so hold on. 3 things came up, right, as you guys spoke, right? Hardcores. So it was like quality, diet, and levels, right? So I'm saying to myself, like, that was this whole entire weekend was about quality, levels, and diet. So you saw, you know, the Rosado diet, you know, the Daniel Jacobs diet. They gave a quality fight. I think it was a low quality fight, but 2 quality fighters. So looking at the Joyce versus Dubois fight, I'm wondering, are they really quality? Was it just that weekend? Like, the weekend of boxing did something to me. You know what I'm saying? It was an exhibition weekend, and it started off with the Rosado fight, and now learning about Joe Joyce. I'm watching now, right? No, hold up. Yeah, Joe Joyce. I got my one eyebrow open like Ness, just because. All right, Dubois, the knockout artist. Joyce got the chin. His next fight should be against an American, and I would definitely watch it. Because to me, like, he's now quality, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know about his diet. He's quality, and that's what we need to say, like, you know, and that's what I want people to know. Like,
actually, he wants Usyk.
He wants Usyk.
And that's the difference.
And that's a rematch.
The difference. That's the difference between saying, yeah, Max, I would like to fight Usyk, man, if the opportunity. No, he's like, Usyk, I'm coming for you, Usyk. Same fucking shit Usyk did to Chisora, he did to Usyk, man.
And Usyk's the fighter with the gap, right?
Yeah.
That's a good fight. That's a good fight.
And also, I like that Enrique, fight a lot. So that,
I like that fight.
It's a rematch. It's another one of those where they met in the amateurs, and now that would be meeting in the pros, right? So
that ain't a rematch. This is levels now. That's where we use.
This is levels, quality, exactly.
Diet, like, who had the better diet, Usyk or Dubois? I mean, Joyce.
Exactly, but I mean, like, I don't know. Like, for now, you'll have to say, like, Joe Joyce, right? Because he's been there, like, longer and all that. But, like, and also the style will be interesting and different, because in the amateurs, I think when they fought, they went up to 5 rounds because it was like the World Boxing Series, right? 5 rounds, no head guard. But the style of Joe Joyce is good for a 10 to 12 round fight where, you know, he keeps coming forward. He's just like relentless, and he can take you shots. If you're going to have like a dip in energy towards the back end of the fight, he's the guy that will expose you. That's what he did with Daniel Dubois. He keeps coming, relentless, throwing shots. You don't think that it's nice, but it's good. It works for him, man. So,
Mitty, I gotta ask, man, and obviously you guys can answer from an entertainment standpoint, but Mitty, from a coach standpoint, you weren't pissed off because I was upset. I was upset at Joyce. I was upset at Joyce and the fact that all he used was the jab. Then, you know, we could physically see the eye swelling throughout the fight, and we can see it closing. So it's like, damn, now the eye is closed. He can't even see you from that side. Like, throw the jab, step to the right, and fucking finish this guy. But he never let the right hand go like enough. And I questioned, is his right hand hurt? What happened?
No. I wasn't upset because like he's just like in there in you, and right, like 2 or 3 rounds is a long time in boxing, and especially in heavyweight, right? So he was breaking his guy down. He was comfortable with what he was doing, and I was actually happy with him with what he was doing from a coaching standpoint. So that's the first time that you see Joe Joyce being more elusive than usual because he knew he was in there with like someone who can really bang. He didn't want to get too many of those shots. He was patient. He was just using his timing, and he was going with the shot that works. And that's the shot that eventually finished the fight. So you can't be upset with him. He was also moving to the right, taking away that right hand from Dubois. He was rolling with those shots. Every once in a while, he was coming back with the right hand, but I don't think he wanted to engage, and I don't think that he wanted for them to be close, because when it was up close, that's when Dubois was doing the better job, right? Just like bullying him a little bit and then throwing clusters of punches. So, I mean, like, I was happy with what he did, and I thought that was a good technical performance from Joe Joyce, man. Give him all the credit. He's the man, for yesterday, for what he did.
I love the performance, but, you know, he could have threw a right hand at least to the face, to the body. He just, you know, once in the blue, he threw right. I wish CompuBox told us how many right hands he threw. He's bugging, like, yeah, he got the stoppage, but not on his own account. He just kept doing what he was doing, throwing a jab, which was an amazing jab.
It was smart.
It was a very long jab. He's got great timing. He was killing him with that jab. Never once did I think that the fight would end like that. But then
also, it's respecting.
Then that eye
respecting
just
the
kept
power,
swelling.
respecting the power of your opponent. Also, like, you want to go for the kill that you talk about when you know and you're 100% sure. He was patient. He was just doing his thing, right? So that's another thing that you can just say for at least on Dubois' side. He actually commanded that little bit of respect where, you know, you don't want to jump in there and catch one of his shots until he's like, you're 100% sure that you can get him out of there, right? So,
Two super chats, Enrique. Two super chats. We got Coach Rivera who says, yo, Vlad versus Shannon. We never got that fight. That'll be beautiful for the Legends
That would be
League.
dope.
Then we got LV Slugger that says, can a broken eye socket injury like that affect Dubois for the rest of his career, especially with him being such a young heavyweight? I think so, because normally dudes with broken eye sockets keep breaking their eye sockets.
Look at that. You could use Kell Brook to reference and Paulie Malignaggi. You could reference that.
Not just that, it's the heavyweight division, man.
And heavyweight division.
Exactly.
I wanted to say something from.
I just hope he made enough money, man. You know, I ain't gonna name the boxer, but I just seen the boxer. You know, congratulations to him. He's getting married and everything. But like, he had like the whole, you know, the neon jacket on when you like a street worker, like when you like I don't know,
like a construction worker,
like construction or sanitation or.
Or you like the crossing guard.
And it's like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, so. You know, I hope Dubois made enough to be home with his feet kicked up, man.
Look, that's fine. I think, and I hope so too. Damn, you made me lose my thought. But from a fan's perspective, I wanted to say I saw that fight. I come from, and I'm saying this fan perspective comes from referencing Mike Tyson on the eye test. on his early days when I was watching boxing as a kid, and Mike Tyson was in there left and right and throwing these crazy short jabs. Joe Joyce just didn't have that for me. I think, and this ain't a disrespectful thing, I would not put a bet against Andy Ruiz if Joe Joyce was his opponent.
Yeah, I mean, Andy got the lateral movement in theory that could trouble Joe Joyce, but Joe Joyce showed us in this fight, and let this fight be the lesson to you specifically, that his jab might be good enough where Andy can't get around
and
it.
his chin.
Listen,
he might be able
chin,
to.
Yes, the chin,
the
yes.
jab too. Listen, Andy.
The speed wasn't there. I think the speed is not there.
But listen, he's doing that jab coming forward. Imagine if he's doing that jab coming back because Andy's trying to do this and get in. Nah, man, I don't know. That's a good fight. Listen, I respect what he did because first of all, he got more wins.
I'm just
he
saying.
got more wins than Andy. Andy got that one AJ win, man.
Yeah,
like he
but
riding
the diet,
high on that.
The Andy Ruiz diet was real. Let's be real.
I'm lost.
Yeah, but when we talk about the diet, we talk about Dubois, right? So that's where you got wrong. Like,
I'm talking about like resume. When I talk diet, I mean like who their opponents were.
Exactly, and Andy Ruiz ain't had. He was with Top Rank, so he ain't had no fights under his belt. Like he fought nobody but Joe Hanks, I think, until he fought Joseph Parker in a vacant title shot. Lost, where some people thought he won, but I thought Joe Parker outboxed the shit out. Matter of fact, thank you for reminding me. Joe Parker, in my opinion, outboxed the shit out of Andy with a jab. Same thing AJ did the second time. Same thing that Usyk might do.
Jab? You know,
bro, watch the fight.
Did. But the one aspect of it that you got to remember.
Stamina.
Listen, it's not just
amazing.
the speed. It's also the fact that he was placing that jab in the same spot every time. It's not a secret. Accuracy is something that gets talked about very little in boxing. But when you can hit the same spot over and over with that hook or that uppercut or that jab or that straight, that is a very high level thing that you can do. And clearly he was landing. But I agree.
He pissed me off because a right hand.
He looked clunky.
One right hand would have bust that fucking eye like a pimple, man. Because he had to go around. If he would have just came over the top, that fucking eye would have been like, psh.
So here, I'm going to continue, right? Because we spoke about levels, diet, and all that. I just think it's levels. I think that there's another level above Joe Joyce that I don't see it right now.
That's cool.
I don't see the Joyce next level.
I don't think you're wrong for saying that.
I see Andy Ruiz a level above Joe Joyce.
And you might be right, but that don't mean that Andy could beat Joe Joyce just because Andy is levels above. He's an A-side. He's a ticket seller. He's gonna be a pay-per-view in the right fight. But that don't mean he could
just
beat
have
him.
to see it, and that's what it is. When you look at Joe Joyce, is the dude you say, yeah, I can beat. You go in the ring with him, like I told you. None of his opponent came out of that ring telling you he was slow. Go and ask Brian Jennings. Was that dude slow? Yeah, he will tell you.
Go ask Buster Burns.
I'm telling you from outside my eyes, judging Andy Ruiz's speed from the eyes, from the ring side. Not as a boxer that knows everything or a trainer that says, yo, this is a trajectory and a speed switch up.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Bruh, man, listen.
I don't see Andy Ruiz.
I bet you Andy respecting him because Andy like, damn, he got hit with all them Dubois right hands and he rolled with some of them shits, but just, bro, he was like a machine taking them shits, man. He
respecting them, but he's saying I
there's
can beat
one
him.
left hook that he took in the second or third round. I was like, damn, like, you know.
Bruh,
He took a lot of punches, bro.
Yeah, he just swallowed it.
Mitty, Mitty, do you know the story behind Joyce? Because I didn't even know till yesterday, man. He's got a scar going across the whole top. Yo, it's like his fucking face was...
I don't know what his scar
Holy
comes
shit,
from,
man. I got to interview this guy. It looks like his face was falling off and they had to sew it back. It literally goes under his eyeballs, over his nose, over his... Yo, crazy, man.
Yeah. But one thing you like, though, the guy starting boxing at 23.
Damn.
And that's the one thing that you have to respect.
Shout out Corey
The guy
Frank.
started boxing at 23. He spent a long time in the amateurs. He spent like close to 10 years in the amateurs. Won a silver medal. Fought almost everyone that you can fight at that level in the amateurs, and now he's doing his thing in the pros, man. So. That's why I'm saying we have to respect.
Shout out
that
to
guy,
Sam Jones, man. Sam Jones, man. Nobody believed in Sam Jones. They thought he was just a dude talking and hyping up his guy, man. He did it, man.
Did we see Joe Joyce at Los Angeles during the Fury fight with Wilder 2, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I know I met him before. He had a real nice suit when I met him. I
think he had a low haircut.
He kind of had the same haircut, just wasn't as high as it is now.
It wasn't him.
That's another thing. He better stop wearing that mohawk that high, because every time he got punched, that shit was like making the punch look worse than it was. But anyway, Steve in Chicago says, what's next for Joyce, man? I say give me Joyce versus anybody up there, bro. Like,
Usyk. I want Usyk.
Yeah, I want Usyk, man. I want Usyk. You right, man. I want Usyk. Usyk been fighting, the Chaz Weatherspoons. And, Chisora, I still respect Chisora. So Usyk got that one decent win. Now we can see, is he ready? What's going to happen when he got to face Joe Joyce? Now Daniel Dubois was number 2. Usyk is number 1. Joshua is the WBO. Hopefully the WBO treats Joyce properly and gives him the Dubois spot, and we can maybe get a final eliminator since Joshua's busy. I'm going to say this since we on Joshua, and just to help him out, man. Wow. How badly Joshua needed Wilder. Listen, I know that this is not going to sound right, so you got to walk with me first. Like,
because you lost me on that.
Wilder is more popular for the wrong reason because he lost. But, dude, Joshua's fight is in 13 days. Did you know that, Cash Weezy?
Yeah, I've been following Joshua's career, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you trying to play me? You trying to play me? Hey, yo, come on, man. Come on, nah. Come on, guys. Come on. You're going to act like it ain't weird that there's no hype and it's 12 days out? Like, literally, tomorrow you wake up, it's 12 days out.
There's been no hype for boxing, period.
Nah. Mike Tyson got motherfuckers doing
you.
numbers. Beat it, man. He broke all records, man.
Who broke records?
Mike Tyson.
Okay, but that's Mike Tyson.
Exactly, so don't say boxing's been dead.
No, stop. Let me tell you what I mean by that. What I mean by that is that fights, they just been like, oh shit, that's this Saturday? You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard about the Roy Jones fight, I think, in July. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we in November, so that's a long time. That's a lot of buildup.
Let me finish. But it felt like it was never really gonna happen. Am I wrong or right?
All right, let me ask you a question though. How'd you pay for the fight? Like, and how'd you watch it?
You want to know what's crazy? I went out yesterday because I had some family that broke the rules and traveled and kind of got together. And one of my cousins was like, yo, let's link up. We went to the smoke barbecue spot. You see the fight. I was like, nah, nobody ain't coming to my spot. When I got home, because things closed down at 10 o'clock and on this side, I got home and the fight might have been over. And I actually don't even know what channel Triller is. But I typed in Mike Tyson. Pay-per-view showed up and I paid for it right there and watched the whole fight.
On your cable.
On my cable box, yeah.
Now, okay, so that was one of the good things because I think that it was extremely accessible for
my son,
for the simplest person.
Let me connect something else. Let me tell you something that is hilarious. On Friday, I'm with my kids. I'm watching all the weigh-ins and everything like that before the Rosado fight. My 9-year-old daughter says, I know 2 people. I said, who? She said, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. I'm like, stop playing. I'm like, you lying.
That's what the YouTubers do, y'all.
Yeah, I'm like,
that's what they do.
You don't know no Jake Paul? She said, yes, he's a YouTuber. I said, that ain't the Jake Paul you talking about, right? So she makes me go on YouTube. Long story short, she knew both those fighters. So that shit expanded beyond everybody who follows the boxing voice.
And the ignorant people like to say, oh, so you trying to say, where's Haney's extra fans for fighting on the YouTube? Look, it ain't going to automatically cross over and ain't automatically gonna resonate, but it works somewhere.
I was surprised about the Jake Paul, that she knew Jake Paul. I wasn't surprised about her knowing Mike Tyson. So me saying that means that you kind of expect a lot of people. That's still
surprising, man. She 9. She ain't supposed to know Mike.
She know Mike because I'm her dad. You know what I'm saying?
No, but hey, don't even say that. I'm surprised. Like I hear kids talking about sporting legends that I never had any idea that they would know. They're 10,
Right.
8, 9. They talk about Muhammad Ali. They talk like I was like, where did you hear that name?
Yeah, it's kind of like Michael Jackson. Like kids know
Yeah.
who Michael Jackson
I'm
is.
telling
for some
you,
reason.
man.
But
Like-
my point is that Mike Tyson name is so commercial. It's like a product reintroduced, and everybody
bigger
got to
than
go
boxing.
buy it. Yeah, it's
than
bigger than boxing, right? It's bigger than boxing. He's a legend, with a lot of story behind him, and he just keeps moving forward. So I was surprised when it was like, yo, the pre-sales, but then I had my own reality check, and I said, damn, that's Mike Tyson, man.
Bro, but
That's
them
the dude of
pre-sales
Mike
come
Jordan.
from Jake sitting in front of his 25 million subs on YouTube talking about, yo, I'm about to fight. Make sure y'all go get that pre-sale. Is available for order right now. Man, that's where that shit come from, man. 25 million followers on YouTube, 20-something on Instagram. That shit means something, man. That
Yeah,
somebody
and
knows
look how
you,
big that is. We have Daniel Dubois, Joe Joyce, Iron Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr., Nate. What's his last
Nate
name?
Robinson.
Nate Robinson, a basketball player I did not know. My son is schooling me. Oh, he a basketball. He 5'9". He a basketball NBA pro. I'm like, what?
Yo, did your son what he said when he got slapped?
He texts me.
He
Nate Robinson got knocked out. That's where this came from. The access to this fight. And he was somewhere else watching this fight.
Yo, that's why Haney name ain't Bubble. Did he get a knockout on that card where Andre looked
Haney
like
just-
shit? And,
Yeah,
you know
Haney
what I'm
needs
saying?
to knock out.
Bruh,
Haney
Jake
needs
Paul
something.
named Bubble because of how he did it, man. It's how you do it, man. That's why Wilder name is what. It's how you do it, man. It's
How you do it? Definitely. That's why Lopez
Berlanga
Josecito-
too. Berlanga too. That's how you do it.
I'm meeting people every time I meet somebody, they know Belanga. We talk boxing,
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
you New
oh,
York,
Belanga's
though.
my-
You
huh?
you Brooklyn, New York, man.
Yeah, so everybody knows Belanga. Yo, that's my nephew. Yo, that's
talking
my
to Berlanga's cousins and shit.
Yeah, they be like, yo, that's my this girl told me the other day, yo, Belanga, you know Edgar Belanga? I'm like, oh yeah, I know Edgar Belanga. She's like, yeah, that's like my brother-in-law's nephew. I'm like, oh.
And
My man
when they
connected
make
to the
it, they
city.
all relative.
My
Yo,
man
I met
connected
this other
to the
dude
city.
in the barbershop. Yo, you know Edgar Belanga? I'm like, oh yeah, I know Edgar Belanga. Yeah, man, I be going to his gym taking pictures. I'll be like, oh, word, shit like that, man. Edgar Belanga got a buzz, man.
Yo, shout out to Brandon, man. Not from Cincinnati, but Phil LaGreco's fighter, Prince Body, got a knockout yesterday. I seen it on Instagram.
Oh, word.
But I wish I could see that whole fight because the way he was, I mean, obviously it's a counter. You feel me? So he was kind of like Gervonta, meant to take those shots. But you know, it's I'm such a dude that dissects things that I need more than that little bit of a clip because he was on the defense, pop, blocking, and then boom, nice little check hook, slept the dude, it's over. You know what I'm saying? But we need the context of that. Like we need the rest of that. But he still looked good, got another knockout, so I think that improves him to 10-0, 10 KOs. Somebody about to sign him.
Yeah, man. So, like, really, I've been throwing around every time I get on the show, and Nesta been saying, yo, what's on your timeline? What's on your timeline? And I use that on Twitter, TBV_casual fan, and the timeline actually fed me. So I'm excited about that, man. The timeline fed me. I was like, yo, who else? And they said Joe Joyce. So I just wanted to share that, you know.
Be like
shameless.
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Then he broke. So you see, that's why I need the context. He's saying he broke his hand in round one, so no wonder he was looking the way he was looking.
Who?
You know?
Oh, they said that?
Yeah, Prince Body, but he still got the knockout, which is
shit.
insane. Then, so that's what I'm saying. That's why you need context for certain things, man. You can't just, you know. I wanted to rag on Joyce, but he stopped Dubois with a jab. Like if he would have went 12, that would have been. Like I would have had negative energy because it's like, yo, this dude, he ain't fucking throw no right. I probably would have went back and watched it just to count the right hands so I could know and show you how many he didn't throw. But he still got it done with just the left fucking hand, bro.
Yo, I know y'all spoke
That's
about.
even better now that you hear it, right? So he couldn't use his right and all that. So you know.
Was that the biggest fight?
It's better, and I get what you're saying, Mitty. It's better because it's like, yo, he still got that tool in the basket. But as
it
a
means
fight
got
fan,
two heavy hands,
but
seriously
as a
heavy
fight
hands.
hand, you still want that Jake Paul Nate knockout, and he could have done that, especially now that this dude can't see from this side. So it's like, yo, set it up, double that jab, step around the side on some Sean Porter shit, and bust that eye like a pimple. But you know, whatever.
Yo,
either way, he got the stoppage.
Was that the biggest fight? I mean, take Mike Tyson, Roy Jones out.
Yeah, Dubois Joyce was the
Of
biggest
the weekend,
fight.
Yeah, that was the
actually, it's debatable. It's like that or Rosado and
Man,
Jacob.
hell
so
no.
to me, no, but
Hell
to
no,
me,
no,
in terms of names,
no,
right?
quality,
because
quality.
yeah, but if you go to significance, the Joe Joyce fight had the WBC silver, the WBO international, the EBU title, and it had the Commonwealth. And Jacobs Rosado was for nothing. It was for bad blood.
I get it, but just purely name wise, like so.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
name wise
and
and all
I'm
that.
saying,
But in
and
terms
Heavyweight
of like,
division, man.
in
Heavyweight
terms of
division.
quality of the fight, definitely I had like Joyce.
Again,
Listen,
I'ma
listen
say
to me.
this,
Listen to
man.
me. Heavyweight division, and I guarantee Dubois and them did bigger views. Guarantee.
Sure.
Listen, remember the Dubois fought Nathan Gorman. They put that shit on YouTube. He got 2 million views. Dubois' fights are big on YouTube. Go check it. I guarantee Dubois Joyce did better numbers. And it was on the ESPN Plus platform where the other dude you talking about was on Dazn or some shit.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Like, but like to me, like purely name wise, I thought like those are big names, and I'm invested in those 2 names, like Joyce and Dubois. I'm invested in those. I think like globally, they're not big names.
Jacobs
Jacobs
Rosado was on Dazn, less hype, and the fight was a bus. It was
such a bust.
It was a
It was a
bus.
bust.
Yeah, I mean, like
it
if
was
you
a
say that the
bus.
fight was a buzz, I agree.
Yeah,
Like, for
I
sure.
agree too.
It was a
but-
bust because you can't go around saying how you going I know people don't want this fight, but I gotta teach this guy a lesson and I gotta shut his mouth and his levels and I'ma show him that we don't belong and he crazy and he jealous and you don't even put hands on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that, but hey,
That was
on
they
that
they,
topic,
they gave us
let
a
me ask you a
switcheroo
question.
right there.
Let me ask you a question. Did you score the fight
I didn't.
with his words in mind, or when you were watching, right? Were you just like, kind of like
words in
taking
mind.
points
No,
away
no,
from
no,
Jacob
no.
purely because he wasn't matching with his,
Yeah,
with his energy?
Mitty, on the real, everybody knows I'm a Rosado fan. Everybody knows I'm a Rosado fan. I'm always praying for Rosado to get the Canelo fight on some Mexico-Puerto Rico shit. Rosado did his fucking thing, man. Did he win? We would have to do a film study Tuesday, break out the scorecards, because that's not what I did, because I expected Jacobs, who's supposed to be on a higher level, to eventually show that shit.
But that's what-
and that never
But a good
happened.
fight.
I will tell you because
That
like,
never
That's what
happened.
Vinny's saying.
I scored it. I scored it, right? And like you, I really didn't care for. I like both guys, right? I like the Rosado story, but I also like Jacobs and his energy, right? So when I just scored the fight, I didn't like the way Jacob approached the fight, but I scored it for him. I scored it like 7-5 for him because I thought it was just like the more effective. It wasn't like a landslide or anything. It was very close. It was just
He was squeaking rounds by.
7-5.
He was barely winning certain
Exactly.
rounds, but he was
and
winning.
I think, and I will tell you, my view is that Jacob is very comfortable and is rich to the point that he doesn't have that hunger and all that. That's what it looked like to me.
He controlled the fight knowing that he was ahead.
He didn't have to go in there and just give people.
Well, when they said
listen to me, his own trainer said,
when they said, and the winner from Philadelphia,
he wasn't
Jacob
even mad. He wasn't even mad
from the announcer, man.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
But what about his face?
Jacob didn't look shocked.
Exactly.
Yeah, Jacobs didn't look shocked. And
No, he
Rosado,
didn't.
it's funny
because it was a close.
He didn't know he had it in the bag.
The point that Mitty
was a
made
close
earlier
enough
was
fight.
the point that Rosado made. He said that Jacobs. First of all, he said Jacobs, look at his face. He looked like he lost, but he also said, he was coming in here. He was supposed to be way better than me. He didn't do the things that they thought that he would do. So it's like, did you take points away from Jacobs for simply not just outclassing Rosado? Or did you actually sit there and score 2 men in an even, playing field in your mind, unbiased?
They barely landed punches. It was easy
I
to
know.
score that fight.
No, but
come
even,
on,
even
man.
if he wasn't upset, right, or whatever, the reality of it, Jacobs knows that he didn't put on like a clinic or anything. It was a close enough fight. He could have gone like either way. Like I scored it 7-5 for him, but I don't think he could have been upset with 7-5 the other way or a draw, right? And he knows
A lot
that
of close rounds,
you know. But that's the problem. He didn't put on a clinic. That's the real.
Let me say something. I didn't judge the fight. I mean, I didn't score the fight, but I definitely appreciate both those fighters' energy, right? Their diet, their quality, their level. I did expect Jacob to own that fight, but something was telling me, yo, Rosado's diet. Rosado wants it. Rosado needs it.
Rosado's diet. Stop using the word diet. What are you talking about?
Yeah, because
Rosado get all tough dudes.
Diet meaning his resume. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he get all tough dudes. So he don't got a diet. He you know what I'm saying?
No, his diet
casual doing his own thing, man. Don't worry.
No, to me, his diet is rugged. You know what I'm saying? He could take punches. Daniel Jacobs, once upon a time, was like 99.9% knockout ratio, right? And then now, all of a sudden, he's not knocking people out. He lost against Canelo. He lost against Triple G. And now he fought Rosado and didn't look like he looked when he fought Triple G, which was what I was expecting. But I just had a feeling Rosado was going to pull it off, and he did. Diet.
Yo, Coach Rivera with the super chat. Coach Rivera with the super chat ran the message, agreed to disagree. Always respect and love. All right, so you're just throwing that in the air so that we know.
Think about movies, right? And go back to Rocky. Like, tell me, like, you know, Jacob didn't like look like Apollo Creed to you, like, but the content Apollo Creed, like the champ that thinks is well above, but that is living in like silk sheets and all that. I think that's the vibe that he gave me, right? Maybe
I see what you're saying. Yeah, you right. You right. When was the last time Jacobs fought?
When he beat Daniel, when he beat Julio Cesar Chavez.
Yeah, Junior, like, and he broke his nose or something like that.
I mean, look, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Jacobs. We know that this was his last fight with Dazn. Is Eddie going to pay to bring him back, or is he going to go over there and try to get that, you know, that Jamal Charlo fight? What would you guys want to see him do? I know it's their decision, whatever's best, yada, yada, yada. Don't give me those lame-ass answers.
I know. I think I'm gonna go first. How do you know that was gonna say? Let me go first. Hold
I know you, Mitty. You turning political on me, man. You getting real political. Pretty soon, Mitty's gonna have a disclosure before he comes on. He's gonna play a little audio, like, yo, what I say.
I want to see Jacobs.
Don't take it serious.
I want to see Jacobs challenge himself and fight a Charlo. I think him beating the Charlo brother, you know, solidifies him for bragging rights. Fighting Caleb Plant and eventually, you know, somebody like, you know, whoever Canelo rematch. But
I think if there's any fight for him to get up for, like Mitty was saying, it would be a Charlo fight.
Yeah, definitely Charlo or Caleb Plant. Like, what's up with
I'm
Caleb
shocked
Plant?
that exactly. You just mentioned Plant. I think I like the Plant fight and the Charlo fight too. But like I said, like, let's leave the political side. I believe, like, with the mindset that Jacobs has right now, I see him losing both fights, man. I see him losing. And I don't want him to just step in with Charlo, because Charlo is like hungry and is going to bring like a different type of energy. And Jacob definitely has to bring the dog out of him, not just try to win by just like scheming through the fight.
I feel Jacobs knows that Charlo is not a push around. I think he was a little bit overly confident against Rosado, and he took it too easy, and it was kind of harder. And I think Rosado knew that. He was like, yo, he taking me easy. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming in, and I think that's why we got that kind of fight. That Rosado, to me, won.
But at the same time, we blaming a lot on Jacobs and all that. At the same time, like, Rosado was doing what he had to do, but Rosado didn't bring the same intensity either, right? He didn't
you're right.
Hands crazy and all that. So that goes both ways, right? So
he said it in the post-fight, Mitty, is that, you know, his plan was to come in here and box, that he wanted to let the emotions of what was going on take Jacobs, and he kept referring to himself as a you know, the experienced fighter, and he is. You know what I mean? He's a veteran, and he's a veteran in the game. So that's what he was trying to do. It just wasn't what we expected. It wasn't what I expected. You know what I mean? I thought we were gonna see fireworks, real animosity, and it just didn't happen. So you're right. It's both of them that didn't bring the fight, didn't take the fight. it was upsetting.
And maybe Gabe can kick himself too, because that was his opportunity. Like, you can do what you were doing, and that's cool. But when you know that you're having result, and you know that like Jacobs is now in that kind of dynamics, but maybe he can't revert to being an aggressive boxer, then switch it up and make sure that the judges don't like rob you according to you. The last 3 or 4 rounds, that was Rosado's opportunity to say, you know what, if I win this one, that's like I hit the jackpot. So fuck it, let me change the game plan and go in there and just like really take it from him, right? But he didn't do that either, and that's the thing. We can't just blame Jacobs for what happened.
But I'm blaming Jacobs because it looked like Rosado owned the whole fight.
Yeah, man. I feel like Rosado was doing more. I don't know what y'all talking about.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, Rosado was the whole
I feel like
fight
he did
for me.
more later. He definitely rallied.
He did more the first
in
half.
In the second half.
The first half to me, I was like, when is Jacobs gonna do something?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you why I feel strongly about it, because I fell asleep round 7. So I woke up to everybody saying Rosado got robbed. So I had
listen, whatever you said before, I'm gonna take it all. I'm gonna discount anything you said. How can you tell me like you think Rosado won when you tell me you fell asleep since like round 7?
No,
man.
That's what I'm saying. You're not listening. So I fell asleep in round 7. I
woke up in round 8?
No. I woke up the next day to everyone saying Rosado got robbed. So I took my
up
so you decided to ride with him?
No. Damn, let me finish and y'all get it. I grabbed my laptop. I came down to the kitchens, not to wake anybody up, made coffee, and sat down and watched the fight, bro. All over again.
A biased view already. I discount that. You read everything. Like, come on. I can't take anything you told me before.
But you're still not listening, because I never said I sat down and scored it. I just sat down, cup of coffee, watched the fight. When we started talking about it, I said I didn't score it. You know what I mean? I didn't score it, but it definitely didn't look the way it should have looked. Is all that I can say. You know, it looked the opposite of everything Jacob said. The opposite of everything he said. That's all. You know, he said he was gonna whoop this guy's ass. He said it was levels. This guy wasn't on his level. That shit backfired. I think he needs to rematch this guy.
You want to see that?
Listen to me.
I don't know if I want to see a rematch.
Well, morally for Rosado, this is his 13th loss, and
okay, I get it.
I thought it was his 10th loss.
As Rosado's manager, you want a rematch?
Okay, I see what we're doing here. I see what. All right, I see what we're doing here.
You see what he did?
I'm just saying,
I would see a rematch.
I'm just saying, man. Listen, he gave Sergio Mora, who's a known boring fighter. Like Sergio Mora and Sugar Shane, they got hell for that fight. So like you fought twice with Mora. You know what I mean? You can fight twice with Rosado. Take it seriously and knock this guy out like you supposedly said you can do.
I tweeted before that fight, I'm giving Rosado a chance. Sergio Mora knocked down Daniel Jacobs.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. He was expecting Rosado to come in there and give him a war, and Rosado was painting the fence on his ass up and down with that jab, occasionally popping his ass with the right, man. Like,
I just don't know if the rematch accomplishes anything. Like, it wasn't fun enough for me to want one.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. And that's the unfortunate thing for Rosado. That's why, as a boxing fan, a purist, I'll suck it up. I probably won't watch it, but I'll accept that that he deserves it.
Okay, yeah.
He got jobbed.
I get it.
He got jobbed in the Luis Aries fight. He gets jobbed. He definitely deserved the win in the Luis Aries fight. Now he comes back in this fight, and this fight is questionable. It's fucking. That's the story of his life.
Yeah, I get it.
He's like the Puerto Rican version of Orlando Salido, except Salido got to win the world title with 13 losses. He got to get that title. He got to finally become a world champion. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if that's what they're gonna do. Like, what would be fair though, if it's his Matchroom sets Rosado up with what you're actually talking about here. Sets him up with a fair shot at a title, not necessarily with Gabe, like with Jacobs. Find someone or an opportunity for him to just win, and then that's it, you know. And that would be fair. I agree with that, because we all like the Gabe Rosado story, and we all like the character, man.
Did Billy Joe already fight Gabe? Because he's fucking fighting Martin Murray, for God's sake.
He hasn't fought it, but he's fighting this weekend actually. Billy Joe,
Martin
like,
Murray. That's
Friday.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Like, if you're out here fighting Akakov and Martin Murray, I mean, listen, the biggest name on his resume is like David Lemieux and Chris Eubank. So he could still, they could still throw him a bone.
100%, and I think they would. Like, I actually believe, obviously, for Matchroom USA, Jacob is probably like a bigger name than Gabe, but I also think they like Gabe. I think they have a good working relationship, and I think he deserves it. Like you said, he put on like good performances. He always gives his all, and I like that. I would like that to happen, and I'd like to see him win a world title, like you said. So that's cool. I'm not against that at all, man.
Yeah, man.
What happened? Brain freeze. Blake.
Nah, this message kind of threw me off. Freaking trying to get this sponsorship, man. And it seems like in order to get a drink sponsorship, it must be local, because no one wants to ship unless they're in that state, which doesn't make sense. But I've already gone through like 3 sponsors that are like, if you were here, it would be different, but it doesn't make sense. What do you mean?
Are they like big international drinks?
I mean, no, definitely not big. Nah.
Oh, okay.
I thought going to something a little smaller.
Yeah. Okay. Yo. Like, I think like in terms of the fight, like for this weekend, we pretty much covered all the big ones, right? Like, so I know you wanted to talk about Virgil Ortiz and Bud.
Yes. I mean, I don't think he's ready. I'm not excited to talk about it as if he's ready. He's not ready for Crawford, man. He's not ready for Crawford.
I don't think so.
I got
either.
the quotes if you want me to read them real quick.
Go for it.
Yeah, please do.
So this was an interview that De La Hoya gave to Boxing Scene, and so I'm just going to read off his quotes from that article. Shout out to Dan Raphael, who wrote the story for Boxing Scene. This is De La Hoya. Says, he has such a big potential, talking about Ortiz. We're super excited about Virgil Ortiz. He's so talented he can beat any welterweight out there right now. Any premier boxing champions fighter. We would love to make the fight. The only guy that I would think twice about would be world titleist Terrence Crawford. But still, it's a fight that I would love to make now. I would put him in with Crawford next. We would most definitely do Crawford versus Virgil. I think working with Top Rank chairman Bob Arum has always been a pleasure, so I'm sure it would be no problem. So he went on to say that he wants to keep Virgil busy in 2021, but that he's ready for a world title shot.
There's a deeper story. There's also a quote out there a tweet out there where Oscar tweets Bob, and I think it's like, "Happy Thanksgiving, Bob. My mentor, one of the greatest doing it, someone that showed me everything I know. I'll be there soon so we can talk." And everybody's insinuating, like, obviously, Canelo's gone, and his dates were dependent on Canelo. That's what his contract was kind of structured around. Hey, you bring us Canelo, we'll give you 10 dates. That maybe he's got to go do business with Bob. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, while I don't know about the boxing politics, like some sort of merger of some sort, whether it's a working relationship or whether it's one of them absorbing the other, it feels like it's necessary to compete with what's going on, especially from the Golden Boy side, because I really can't fathom them coming up with even 10 fights in that kind of period. You know what I'm saying? Or 10 cards, I mean. So they're hanging on by a thread. Canelo was everything. And at this point, Ryan Garcia, we've seen what's gone on and transpired between them. I think ultimately a merger of some sort probably is in the works, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They need to do something.
But I mean, does something mean sacrificing Virgil Ortiz right here, right now to Crawford? Because that's the big thing right there. Is you want to give him a title fight, but against Crawford, I mean, that is biting off more than you can
We've
chew.
seen that. We've seen that on a different scale this weekend, right? Like Joyce and Dubois, like so, taking a risk on your asset, like someone that you're banking in for the future, and pushing him like a bit too quickly can really, really backfire. And Joyce, as good as he is not like just yet the Terence Crawford of the heavyweight division, right? So I don't know, man. I don't think Virgil Ortiz is ready at all. I don't think that you can just sacrifice him like that. You have to build his career because he showed that he has like potential for the future. In the next like year and a half, that's where I really want to see him, like, you know, in really, really hard fight. But for now, he's gonna have to go against like some of the prospects that we have out there, and you know, so that's the way I see it, man. Welterweight is gonna be interesting in like a year and a half, 2 years, man. So
Yeah,
with
I don't think it's
new
gonna be
players
as
in there.
dominant. Yeah,
Did you like
I don't think there's any
did you
rush,
see him,
man.
like, over the weekend? Like you listen of one, the guy who took in
Yeah,
Ndongo.
hell yeah, I seen him.
yes.
Yeah, I think it's gonna. I
Yo,
think
poor
it's a problem.
Ndongo though, man. Ndongo, I mean,
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
maybe, but it's a
He's-
problem though.
Yeah, but Ndongo is like, he's deteriorating, so he's not really showing us what anyone has, right? Like, because
Yeah.
when Crawford did it, we gave Crawford the credit. Then Regis did it, so we're like, wow, only Crawford did it, you get the credit. And then I think Postal did it, and now this guy does it, and it's just like he's not showing punch resistance at all. He even
he's not.
relocated. You know, there's nothing else to ask for him to do besides retire. He relocated. He changed. He moved to America. He lives in Alabama. He was training with Wilder and his team. And I mean, this isn't. You know, that's not the punch resistance you want, man. You know, he's not. He can't take the punches anymore, man.
No, man.
Yeah.
But what's his name? Hit him with some shots though. You know, that they were tough
listen up.
shots.
Chris,
You listen off.
nice.
Yes, you listen off.
Yeah, very crisp. I like him. You know, there's
I do
actually
too.
2 guys we didn't speak about. Like you listen of like now and then that Majidov on that Dazn card. Those 2 guys, I seen them.
I don't
They
know.
were not.
Mazadov, I need to look at him again. You know what I mean? He
Of
looked
course,
good.
like the opposition
I
and
like
all that.
Majidov.
No, I
but
actually
like-
don't mind the opposition. I know what he had in front of him, so you know
Yeah.
you can still assess. But he looks
Yeah.
a little bit old. Like maybe he looks older than his body is, because he's just
He's
naturally.
34. He's 34.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. You know, some dudes, like, all right, like, you know, we were saying Floyd, like, damn, Floyd looks good for how long? You know, some dudes age better than others. And,
Right.
and this guy got that hairy look, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he does.
Shit.
So I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think it's a problem.
I
Like,
feel
I
very
think it's a
bad
problem.
for the other guy, though. Very bad for the other guy, because I know of the other guy. Like, I remember Chino even hitting me up like, yo, I got a heavyweight I'm dealing with. We trying to get him back busy. Man, this kid came in so overweight, man. I don't understand people, especially in the heavyweight division. You know, I say this about Border Wars. These fighters, you know, don't do it in Border Wars, especially don't do it in the pros, because you can't be that shape and be successful. It's just there ain't too many Andes out there, man. There ain't too many Andes.
Knowing him and his camp, do you think we see that dude again? Because I don't think we see him again.
I mean,
Wait, who?
Puerto Ricans are very prideful. That's why you seen him crying. I think he might, and I think, you know, Eddie might give him a shot. You know, Eddie, listen, heavyweights right now, Dubois needs a return fight. Everybody needs a return fight, and that's what he is. It's up to him to get back in there and do the right thing, man.
And since
you
you
can't be
want to
that
take
weight.
that kind of beating,
First of all,
for
he had
what
no
kind
game
of money?
plan. He had no game plan, and his corner. I love Chino, and what more could you ask Chino to say? He would say, "Hey, Papito, let your hands go, let your hands go."
But let your hands go is what got him done.
Yeah, but that's the problem. He wanted to let his hands go with all his might, Mitty. He was trying to catch one
He was
big
overcommitted.
shoot
Yep.
with a left hook. No, you can't do that. You can't
was
do
overcommitted.
that.
Made that one
the way they
shot.
sent him for that last round, I wasn't, I would have stopped him like before, like you have said, because they sent him say, oh, you got to show me something. The guy just like was doing one punch counters because he felt that power and he wasn't good with it. So he said, fuck it, like all I'm gonna do is just be defensive and try to throw one Hail Mary shot so to keep him off me. But they go and ask him, they told him go and open up with that guy. As soon as he opened up, it was done. It was done.
I mean,
the counters were coming from everywhere.
Because the way he chose to open up, Mitty, he's doing this huge look, like this hook. He's like, it's crazy. He's crazy. First of all, it was a bad matchup. You know, my man is
very
tall.
bad matchup.
He was tall, very long. I thought we were gonna get some sort of surprise because of who Chino is. You know, so I didn't want to believe that this guy looked the way that he looked, but wasn't like Andy, right? Where like Andy doesn't look the part, but he's the part, right? So like this guy, I'm like, all right, well, you trained by Chino. He ain't letting this dude, because my man looked like he was ready for Border Wars. He ain't look ready for fucking heavyweight fight on Dazn. He was ready to fight fucking Supermax and shit. Get out of here. He my next opponent.
No, but I like him. I think he's trouble, that Majidov, though.
Hell yeah, Mazadov.
I'd like to see him.
He
like
seems very tall too. What was his height? He seems very tall.
Yeah, I mean, he's on par with the big dudes. I think that's what I think. Like, and he seems like to be very, very concussive in terms of like being like that heavy puncher, man. Like so.
Yeah, man.
He is 6'3".
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Damn. So that other dude must be very short. Cause I promise you, I thought this guy was at least 6'6", 6'7".
Delgado was 6'3" too.
What?
That's what it says.
Hell
That's what
no.
it says on BoxRec.
They lying to get him
Yeah,
fights.
they're lying.
My man like 5'7".
Well, he is the second best heavyweight Puerto Rican in Puerto Rico. So.
After who? After Enrique?
Yep. After Enrique.
Man.
Since 2016 though.
Oh, word. Yeah,
Okay. After 2016, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, you know, that's basically it for what was said about De La Hoya and Ortiz and Crawford. I think it would be a bad idea, but at the same time, it's kind of like, where do you go? I think Virtual Ortiz losing to a Crawford right now, like people would expect it kind of like on the Canelo tip. So it might not have as bad of effect as it might, you know, later on, but I don't know. I still give him very little shot in that fight.
Yeah. All right. Hey, just before like we move on to another topic, or I guess we go to colors. Remember, guys, Pick'em League. Like, you know, we finished the month of November, right? There's no more fights in November.
Yo, you know what happened, Mitty? I gotta help you here, man. You know, and I know that numbers lie. No, women lie, men lie, but numbers don't lie. You know that. Ever since I stopped talking about the Pick'em League, that shit has dropped. You know, it's the truth. It's the truth. You guys need to think about granting me some sort of Godfather status, which brings me back where I used to be. Because even the pro guys, I mean, it's like 3 and 4 you only. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even fun for Galito. You a 3-time champ, and nobody's there to brag for you, man. Listen, we need people. We need new people. It's getting too small. And that's what it is. Like, I'm not even doing it anymore. The other day I tried to. It's just I can't. I don't know. We definitely need to help promote it because there's like 4 guys in the pro league. They said the pressure got
to you, man. They said the pressure got to you.
Yeah, the pressure of real life and
I just think that it
should
be
relocate
like every month. Like you can have like a chant. You know what I'm saying? Because it's once you fall behind, it's so difficult to pull yourself out.
Even Mario doesn't. Yo, no. Let's get on Mario. Let's get on Mario first.
Let's get on you.
Yo, you were in the Pick'em League and you quit.
No.
Ness is right? Ness is right. He's like, there's no one better at selling, promoting on TBV than Ness, right? I actually think like, bro, if I had a business, like Ness would be my head of sales or head of marketing or whatever, right? Because he can sell like, you know,
Mitty, you got a bunch of businesses, man. You got a bunch of businesses. Bring me in.
But like, yeah, no, like we definitely need to promote more. But like on that topic, like Carlito's 3-time champion, man. Like Carlito won in November.
And let me step in here. Let me step in here, man, because you know, I mean, look, there's a lot of guys. You know, I give CYP his respect because he's absolutely right. You know, this is a call-in show. Call in. Calling. But what this show also is about who has the most knowledge. That's what we do. We brag here. You know what I mean? So more people need to get involved in this Pick'em League because that's where it matters. And right now we are looking damn bad. I mean, I said my caller of the year was Stonebone. He's got 0 championships. Brandon at least was nominated and he won one time. But are you telling me that there's only one American that can win? Like, are you guys really letting Carlito from the UK convert all that into pounds? Like, y'all tripping out here, man. This is crazy. This is blasphemy.
Yo.
And let me remind you that when it wasn't Carlito, it was UK Queen Naja. You guys suck for real, man. Info Joe, no disrespect. You know you're the OG, but you started this shit. You haven't won yet.
Started this gangster shit.
Yo, it's like the boxing thing. Like when we was doing boxing bars, like how y'all letting Mario spank y'all? Where the fuck is y'all fucking like your Terrence Crawford competitiveness, man? Y'all got this dude from the UK collecting checks on y'all daily. King Born, you talk all that shit. Juggy. Why the fuck you ain't win then? Why you ain't win? You telling me you can't use some unlimited lunch money? Y'all tripping out here, man. All that shit y'all talk about, UK America. Well, they getting them checks. I see he keep winning. He 3 times. Brandon talked all that, but he made mad excuses. First time he lost, no, I was in the bar partying and I lost my title like Andy. I'm back. Back to what? To the back? Back to the back is what I see, man. This is terrible. Blasphemy, man. And I know Stonebone's an excuse because I mean I could see this being something that's against gambling. You know, it's gambling in a way somehow. It shouldn't be. We need some people that know how to pick here, man. I already lost. Steve, where are you at? What happened to Steve? Like, there's so many of y'all. And Carlitos won 3. How many months in total have we done this? I need more stats.
That's 4 months.
It's the 4th.
So it's only 4 months and he only lost once?
And he only lost once.
Man, my man is 3-1. No, that's it, man. Let's forget it. We're good. We're as good as dead. Let's just forget about it. But let's find something else, man.
But let me tell you, like, now that we're resetting, right? So
my G-Man too. Oh my God, he came so close. You couldn't do it for the country, para la patria.
Yeah. But listen, it resets, and then like in December we spoke like with Joe and Steve, right? And to give y'all an incentive, like to join the Pro League, this month is a flat $10 fee, man. You join like $10. You're coming into the Pro League, and that's your chance as like a unlimited lunch, like.
Also, y'all doing a $10 for the month, 2 week off.
Yeah, because like I mean, hey, listen, it's Christmas. We know that you know it's expensive to just do all those things. You need all the cash you need for like the gifts and all that. So let's drop that to $10. Hopefully that just drums up a bit more interest as well. But like, hey,
there's a lot of fights too. Like
let me tell you, consistently there's like around like 60 to 70 people picking every single week, right? So if you have like 60 to 70 people picking and then joining the Pro League for $10 a month, that's your chance of winning like a price equivalent of what? Like
no, that's a car payment, man. That's a car payment. Somebody's rent, depending what state you live in, that's your rent, man. I don't get how y'all talk all this shit. Y'all so good at boxing, but y'all ain't win nothing yet.
That's it. But hey, we reset. That's happening. Like I've put the polls out there, so you can already like pick your first fight for the next weekend. That's the Errol Spence card. Like so, that should be interesting. There's a lot of 50-50 fights, and you can also read the MVP list for November. We know that Carlito won, but in the amateur league, you have all the people that are taking part, and we can tell you that there's a few MVP. There's a guy called Coach Mide out there in the MVP list for November. You can tell them that if you want, or you can tell them that Trey's staying consistent, man, and he's on top, man.
I know, Trey. Man. I seen Trey, man. Trey, but what is it that he's not in the pro? Why doesn't Trey?
No, he's not in the pro. Like, and I think like, hey, let me tell you one thing. If you need an American to come and save you, that's Trey, right? Because if you join the Pro League, Trey would be 4-0 right now. I'm telling you.
Trey,
would
man.
have won.
Trey.
He would have won every.
I got
single
you, Trey.
bout.
Trey, hit me up on IG, man. I'm putting up the money for you, B. I'm doing a Jemmy. Man. Forget it, man. It's free money. I don't understand these weirdos.
Oh
man.
yeah, I
Come
forgot
on,
Jimmy
man.
did that.
Come on, yo, Mario. What's
And
your
that
excuse?
backfired on him.
I'm not letting Mario off the hook. What's your excuse,
Bruh,
Mario?
I'm coming back this month.
No.
for the,
But
for the
honestly,
Pro League.
why you been gone for 4 months from the Pro League? You played 1 month and lost. You said you lost for whatever reason.
I lost
what happened?
in September. That was the month of my birthday. So really, I skipped last month, and then I forgot to pay this month before the fights took over. But I mean, I didn't even worry about the amateur league. The amateur league.
No, I know.
in
I'm
my
talking
opinion,
strictly
it
pro.
gets too far. Like you're too
Listen,
far out there.
Champ,
you know what I'm
champ.
saying? Like you can't
I'm
come
talking
back.
strictly pro, man. Why you ain't been
Yeah.
back
I'm
in the
coming
pros?
back. I'm coming back. I'm coming back this month.
But what happened? You was talking like you was gonna have
I mean,
major success.
I lost. Like I don't know
Where
what
they
to say,
where they
bruh.
go
Like,
wrong for you? Tell me which fight was
man,
the
you
beginning.
know, that what was that fight? The UK fight, Heffron. That fight fucked it up for me. I should have taken. Yeah, that fight, that draw, that was a bullshit draw. I should have taken
Which
that
one?
W right there. That would have separated me. Heffron Bentley.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
And the
that's the
one-
first time they met. Like I think that was like earlier
That
in
was in
September,
September,
or
yeah.
in September.
and Mitty, you don't think at this time you could join the league? You still think that people gonna think you cheating?
Yeah, I'd rather take away all those things. And you know what? Like, if I do join, like, I'm gonna win every single month. So I'd rather not do it as well. You know. Like,
Damn.
I'm telling you, people gonna say things, man. Like,
I taught him
how is-
everything he knows.
How is the guy just like telling you all the numbers and all that, always coming on top?
Yeah,
like, that's
no, I
gonna
hear
be
you.
suspicious. You know?
I hear you. Maybe. Is Steve in it?
No, Steve is not in it.
So maybe turn it over to Steve.
I know. We'll talk. I'll talk to Steve.
Because
and him too, man.
Carlito's calling you out. He said
He
earthquake.
don't want that smoke, man. He don't want that smoke. Like, you know, let him collect his winnings and his earnings.
Bruh,
man.
y'all got him. He's paying his car, man. Easily he's paying his car monthly off TBV's Fantasy Pick'em League. Meanwhile, everybody in here got the peacock chest talking about they know boxing. We got Eric Cruz with the TBV shout out. Shout out to the crew. Let's
Shout
go out
out,
to the
Cruz.
callers, man. We ain't got nothing else to talk about, right?
Yeah, real quick, I do want to say, go to theboxingvoice.com, go read Supermex and Smoke 'em Out Jay's press release. Got an interview with both those guys, and that's in my opinion the one that's probably gonna steal the show. Go, find out
give us a
about
little
those two guys so they get that
excerpt,
shit
man.
on.
Give us a little excerpt. It got 283 views on that press release, man.
That's what's up. That's
What you
what's up.
saying,
You know, Supermex told us exclusively. He
Uh.
says the biggest difference in this camp is having a coach that holds me accountable for my actions when we're not together at the gym. J-Mac is a no-nonsense guy, and that's what I need. We're going to be a modern-day tandem of De La Hoya training with Floyd Sr. I thought that was big time. I really
words.
like that. I really like that analogy he gave. And Smoke 'em Out Jay had probably the biggest words of all, talking about the fact that, this is all a big journey for him, and he loves the fact that the competitive drive is coming back. He says, I've been watching and listening to the Boxing Voice for a long time, so I'm looking forward to meeting everybody. And whatever host is in the heavyweight division, I'm here to smoke them out. Yo, that's Smoke 'em Out Jay right there. He calling out whatever host is at heavyweight. I don't know. Maybe we need to check the records.
Wow, that sounded pretty
guy.
personal. Sounded like he's coming for me, man.
Yeah, I'm 200 pounds, so I thought the same.
Oh,
Yeah.
He wants to be the
done,
next
man.
legendary baby.
I'm like, yo, he talking about me?
Yo, you know, Eric Cruz said he willing to pay your flight, man, to put the spanking on you, man. Yeah, but anyway, let's get out to these callers, man. But Border Wars is definitely going down December 5th. We got 1 week to go, you know what I mean? And it's going to be a great night of boxing for sure.
Night of boxing, indeed. Man.
Yeah,
That's the
night
big one.
and day.
Night and day.
day.
Day and night.
So, real quick, man, we're going to go out to the sponsors and keep it short just so we can get to these callers. I know we got a lot of callers out here and everybody want to give their take on good old Iron Mike being back.
Wait, why I keep saying being back?
Oh, because he's going to continue. Legends League.
Allegedly.
No, the Legends League.
Oh, the Legends League.
Yeah, like, so he might fight Shannon next.
Did y'all hear about Mike Tyson saying he took a drug called Toad, and then the Warriors was like, yo, prepare for war?
Nah. And I heard about Mike Tyson saying that he smoked through his whole training camp.
I believe that.
And right before the fight. Holla to Mike. Matter of fact, in name of Mike, because he showed you could do an elite level fight versus an elite level guy like Roy
at a certain age
and still smoke the forbidden fruit.
Not forbidden anymore.
Not in some states. Not in some states.
No, yeah, some states is forbidden. Yeah.
Lights it up. Shout out to Mike.
Me in Texas.
Shout out to
Tyson
Mike.
Said he took a drug called Toad, and like some ancient spiritual warriors told him prepare for war, and that's how he lost 100 pounds. And then all of a sudden on his docket, the Roy Jones Jr. fight gets assembled.
Yo, who told you that story? King Boy?
Mike Tyson himself.
He probably was chilling with Rogan. They was doing ayahuasca, and it was revealed that he was going to come back to the ring, so he started getting in shape. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let me get out to these callers, man.
Yo.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
For everybody asking, the link to Supermax's press release, I'm posting it in the chat now. You know what I mean? So y'all could go ahead and bookmark that. If you want to check it out at a later time and you want to share, you can do that as well. I'm about to check actually who press release got the most hits, man. Who out here with the most attention, man? Who drawing the real numbers out here, man? We going to Adrian in Wisconsin. What up? Talk to us.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Money. That's all I'm going to say.
Say that again, brother.
Hello?
Yeah, restart that. My bad, brother. What's up?
So with the Iron Mike fight, just to let y'all know from a business owner, bar person, like we made a ton of money. Like to the point where we had to put a TV in the big room. We had people spilling out. It was crazy. Damn. Crazy money.
Wow, so that's good. Congratulations.
You know, and it was like it was a good event. I'm glad that Mike's back. I wouldn't want to fight him, but yeah, I think this Legends League is going to be good for boxing and obviously good for business at the bar. But I see I'm getting called a victim, so I'm gonna call that out. That's cool. I like your sense of humor. But yeah, I mean, it was an interesting fight. You could tell Roy didn't want to get hit with that shot, but yeah, it was a good environment. It was a cool environment to watch the fight in.
What was people's reaction in the bar to that outcome? And I'm talking about for the Roy Mike fight specifically.
Yeah, you talking about that draw?
Yeah.
Man, people were pissed. Like honestly, people were not too happy about that. That was the only, I guess I could say, black eye about it. Like if we're talking about bringing the casual fans back into boxing and getting their eyes on, you know, newer boxers and to get back interested, that's just a bad look all around. You know, everyone was there, everyone was having a great time. You know, everyone expected that Mike had won the fight. And then when they called it a draw, it's kind of like, oh, they just want to do another one so they can get more of our money. You know what I mean? Like that was kind of people's attitude about it. You know, and too, like you're sitting there, you're having a good night, and then there's no winner.
Now let me ask you, was the bar as lit for the undercard as it was for the main event? And if so, what was the reaction for the Nate Robinson knockout?
Oh shit. Man, they was clowning the shit out of Nate Robinson for that knockout. Yeah, there was a lot of interest, to be honest, with that with that card. I mean, we had boxing fans from age 60 to 21. It was all over the place. The people who came out to see it. But like I said, that it's kind of weird energy when they call the draw. But I mean, as far as for the production value, I mean, I'm with you, Ness. The 20-minute Snoop performance, I like Snoop Dogg too, just not that much. For production value, it looked good. It was slick. I mean, it was a good event. I mean, the whole energy the whole way through at the bar. But yeah, I mean, people's reactions to Nate Robinson, yeah, I mean, it was pretty funny.
All right, Adrian, man, thanks for calling in. We're going out to Cincinnati. Actually, we got Bo in Bama, ringer status.
Mayorga not only trying to block Lewis from getting into the ring, he once told us he knocked down a horse. Remember that?
But the horse got up at 4.
And he did it with his left. The president-elect of Costa Rica guaranteed him $100,000 if his promise comes true of 3 or less. Promoter Don King said he's throwing a Corvette.
He says that he would like to thank God and Don King for this opportunity that he can go forward with his family and progress from poverty,
Thank you, CYP. Thank you, JT. Thank you, GGG Champ. Thank you, Bat Club. We love picking off colors who don't know boxing.
What was that?
Oh shit!
Who was it? Who's the
that?
Yo, that must have been Bo's daughter or his wife.
Oh.
Cause Bo won some bets and he done ripped everybody. Oh, that was hilarious. Damn,
Yeah.
GGG Champ too. Oh man, that's crazy. Bo, you there? Or that's it? All right, I guess that's it. We going back
That's
after
a drop
Brandon.
of mic moment.
That was a drop the mic moment. You can't come back after that, man. You gotta let that one simmer. Shit.
Yeah, he just walked away on that.
Yo, that was nice though. Yo, damn, that was a list though. He said CYP, GGG Champ. Who else? Thank you. Man, they thanked him like at least 3 to 4. I know.
Yo, let me ask you something. CYP was down with BMF.
BMF, what's that?
I think I saw CYP in a documentary. He from St. Louis?
CYP from California, man.
Oh, all right, wrong person. Man.
Yo,
That's funny, bro.
man.
That's funny.
Wah, wah, wah.
Where the hell was we, man? You done threw us all off. You know what? Let's see, man. Let's see what we can do here, man. He done threw us off, man. Let's go on out to let's play Mario, man.
Price Fighters is the name. I don't think I stuttered once, we come in for the game. Find out in the coming months. Think we ain't legit, then ain't no need to cover up. But don't be surprised when we hit like a money made sucker punch. Dudes claim they reckon, let them know that they got far to go. Got these rappers sweating like they running low on cardio. I got the hardest flow, y'all flow like south directions. We ain't even trying to fight, it's just a sparring session. My crew finna let loose and no truce to keep your ass safe from us. Got news for the obtuse, no excuse. The truth is we lacing up, gloves ain't a glove. Push come to shove, they say it's a breaking bread, getting fed. Now that's what I call a straight paper cut. Let's go round for round, we can have it out. We pound for pound, Pacquiao. Y'all gon' run the game, y'all some damn liars. Lace up your boots, here come the prize fighter.
From Cincy to Border, we wall tall like heavyweights, heavy-handed, gifted with these hands in the ring. And when we out, we chillin' with senoritas on date night, getting fair tortillas to fuck you tapedeos. Classes with the baddest of men with bad intentions. Spazzing like a jump jack, flashing major titles. Looking at the undisputed, we explosive. The real live shit, live wires, the prize fighters. Money made in Sony Woods like the Klitschko's. The era of boxing bars is ours. Appreciation night, TVV stars, burst your stars when your outburst. With these loaded hands, with the mic stand like a loaded gun at a good range. Best believe I go pow, marvelous hit man.
You gotta like drop the Funk Master Flex bomb. Yeah.
What you say, Enrique?
I think you gotta drop the Funk Master Flex bomb on that.
Ooh, I got that too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that you gotta rewind. Yo, that shit was hard.
My man.
Oh, we got a counterpunch from JT. What up?
Yo, what up?
Yo, I like this shout out by I think that was Boba from Bama daughter.
Yeah.
Said CYP. She said so. Shout out. I like the shout out that y'all be listening and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I wonder what fight is he talking about. I hope he ain't talking about that Paul fight versus Nate Robinson, because that was not boxing. I'm sorry. That's my
Yo, well I think they bet on that one. Oh, Bo said that was his girl. So all right, we never went back to Brandon, right? Or did we? Nah? Alright, going to Brandon.
Hey, whole nother time zone. Jumped up from back with our mind on. Can't play when you here, get your life stole. If you bring it here, then the price grow. From jabbing and punching the line long. I drop a pitch and let 9 go. We slap with the fake glass and white go. This only happens in Ohio.
Damn, TBV got the self-made intros right now.
Yo,
what up?
Shout out to Bo. Shout out to Bama Bo. That was legendary. But as far as the Pick'em League, man, hey, Carlitos beat me by a point, man.
Bruh.
A point. And
yo, did you ever watch Fast and the Furious? It don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. A win is a win,
Can
man.
I explain?
Ain't nothing to explain.
Can I explain?
Who got the money, you or him? Ain't nothing to explain.
He got the money, but let me explain why. They came down to Juggy and Dubois. I wanted to pick Juggy. But when he told me he was picking Juggy, I'm like, damn, if Juggy win, we gonna have to split this little ass pot. I don't wanna have to split this little ass pot. So I'm gonna take Dubois on some all or nothing shit. And I guess it was nothing. So, it is what it is. I thought Juggy was gonna win. But shout out to him. He's 3 times champ. But like I said, I agree with you, man. All these Burt Sugars and people, Dan Rafaels, that call into this show acting like they know so much about boxing. Join the Pick'em League, man.
Yeah.
Put your money where you want.
Yeah. Talking about their opinion so valid and all the people they talk to. Let's go. Join. Stop letting this UK dude take all the money, man. Yo, stop saying.
Can't keep winning all the money.
Oh, stop saying you and Carlito. You got 1 win. He's 3-1. You 0-1. Like you got 1 win, man. You got 1 win.
Man, I'm a gambler, man. I'm a gambler. I should have just went with my gut and split that little ass pot with him by picking Juggy, but
you should have.
It is what it is. As far as the fights though, the thing that impressed me most about Joyce was the chin and the composure, man. He was eating some big shots. He didn't buckle. He held when he had to. He stayed composed. He never panicked. Like I said, man, this ring you could tell the difference in the ring IQ and experience when them cats was fighting. So shout out to him. Like I want to see him fight maybe like Usyk, if not Usyk. Since guys are saying he can't beat the best American heavyweights. I mean, who's the outside of Wilder? Who y'all think the second or third best American heavyweight? Michael Hunter, Brazili. I think he can probably beat Michael Hunter and Brazili. So
who?
Charles Martin, Joe Joyce. Because people were saying they want to see him against the best American heavyweights, and outside of Wilder, who's the second, third, fourth best?
I mean,
maybe Charles Martin,
Luis Ortiz, Andy Ruiz, those dudes.
Luis Ortiz is Cuban, man. What are you talking about?
Man, Luis Ortiz is a natural citizen, man. He a refugee citizen over here. He got citizen status. He ain't going back to Cuba, man. That's our guy, man. Ruiz
Man.
Mexican American. That's our guy, man. That's our guy. But now I get what you're saying. Listen, if he really wanted some American smoke, they'd have stood over there. They know they was lining his ass up with Lewis, and he left. Everybody know he was being lined up with Lewis. Everybody know. He was on the PBC side. Ain't nothing wrong with that, though. He went to get that big fight with Warren. You know, the problem happened was COVID. Nobody was expecting COVID. COVID don't happen. This fight was even bigger. This fight was even bigger if COVID didn't happen, man.
Yeah, money was.
Yeah.
Crowd, pay-per-view at the time.
Yeah, crowd, pay-per-view, everything, man. Let me go to JT. Counterpunch.
Nah, Ness, I paid for one counterpunch. I just had to reimburse. I had to pay for two. 'Cause I forgot the other one. I was counting them all the day. But you gotta still give me my call when you come down.
No problem, champ. No problem. We going out to Trey in the Bay. They said Ruiz Ortiz. Bruh, Ortiz is Cuban, but he's American citizen, man. And Ruiz is Mexican, but he's Mexican-American, man. Get up out of here, slugger.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, they always try to take Andy Ruiz from us. He's Mexican. He's Mexican-American. I mean, you know.
My man born in the valley or some shit. He told you. I don't know
The
what
dude
they
from
hate
California, man. The dude from California, man. What I want to say, the Mike shit, I really didn't care too much about that fight. Nate getting slept, Daniel Dubois, man, it's too soon, man, and then he got his fucking orbital broke. I was kind of mad about that fight. It was kind of mismatched, right? He had no step-up fights, and then they put him in there with a 35-year-old. Man, hey, Ness, you remember when you was young, and you felt like you was bucking up, and you was ready to run up on your daddy, and you found out he was way stronger than you thought, and you really didn't have it like you thought you had it? Man, that's just what happened to Dubois, man. I'm kind of disappointed about that. And Ness, I still want my apology on air for you assuming and not asking. That's my call.
I apologize, Trey, for getting in your business and making you feel bad or twisting up your story. Looks like we got ourselves a sponsor, guys. Sometimes when you hear me I'm in the back working. Got ourselves another little sponsor to quench.
Can you announce it?
Nah, not until I get that.
Not yet.
Not until I get that. But a little product to quench the thirst in between rounds and even probably in the celebration party. Let me go out to Info Joe, who's gonna be chilling with us. What's going on, champ?
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my brother.
Yo, what's up, TBV? Am I clear?
Yeah, what up,
You are.
Hey, what up, champs? Hey, first things first, man, hit the thumbs up. Shout out to the boxing guys. Yo, shout out to this month's amateur winners of the Pick'em League. Trey Miller, my guy, my comrade, Coach Mitty, and my man from New York City, I think he from Brooklyn, Earthquake, and a special shout out to the 3-time champ, Carlitos. Yo, when I started this, I wanted to see who had the most knowledge in boxing out of all of TBV. But it looks like Carlitos is running in the pack right now. Yo, I made this to see, man, who can break down a fight and make a good, not just call in and articulate how the fight gonna go, but put your money where your mouth is, or join the amateur league and make the pick. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to think that it's levels to this hardcore shit in boxing. You know what I'm saying? These dudes actually take the time out, study the fights, read all the articles, hear all the interviews, watch all the sparring and all the tapes and everything, and make the right pick. So I want to say shout out to those guys. Those guys are the real hardcore people of TV. And next month is going to be, we're going to find out who was the Grandmaster caller of TBV of this year by the end of this month. We're going to tally up who picked the most fights out of the year. And then we'll know who has the most knowledge out of all of TBV. All my guys on the back channel with all that knowledge, man. Y'all not joined in. Y'all can articulate the fight. I'm calling all y'all out. Y'all gonna jump on me on the back call, but jump in, man. I know y'all can win. You know what I'm saying? The UK dudes, hey, man, the real Nazi shit, Carlitos, hey, man, they kicking our ass, man. We need to Brandon done one. Shout out to Trey and Earthquake, man. But we gotta step our game up, though. But I purchased the shirt, Ness. I sent you the money. Now I don't know who you gonna choose. How are we gonna put Coach Mitty on?
It go to Carlito, right?
No, he gets the prize already. This is for the amateur league winner.
From the,
so
it's from the MVP.
So this for the MVPs?
It's Trey.
Yeah.
Nah, we giving it to Trey, man.
Who we got? Like the Earthquake. You
Trey
can
was
take
the
me
fir-
out of that.
Nah, we got to give it to Trey. He was the first person to beat Naja, man. And he ain't get nothing for beating Naja, man.
All right, so that's it. That goes to Trey.
He ruined Naja's undefeated streak, man. She was out here destroying all the men. We got to at least give him that.
all right, sorry about that.
right.
Well, Coach Mitty, you know what it is, but sorry about that Earthquake, man. What's your, I purchased 2 T-shirts, man, for the amateur league.
I was going to take myself out of that anyway. So
Info, if y'all want to do some sort of like a draw or something or a poll, I'm cool with that too. My opinion is just an opinion.
Yeah,
well, shout out to
I'm with your
Earthquake
opinion
and
anyway,
Trey Miller. Then how about we do the draw like we did with I think it was a month or two ago.
We just
between
need to
those
check
dudes.
with the Earthquake, right?
Flip a coin.
You know, if the Earthquake is cool with it, I think we're good.
Earthquake, I know he in the chat, so y'all find out what he want to do and have
I'll
those.
reach out to
If
one
he's
of them.
cool with it, give it to Trey. If not, have him flip a coin like y'all did last time on the show.
Yeah, I'm
How
gonna
about
reach out
that?
to one of them and then we'll figure this out.
That's right. But once again, man, this showing is levels to this hardcore shit in boxing, man. These guys really putting in that work, and we really gonna see who has the most knowledge out of all of TBV Kingdom. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't in it, you ain't in it. You know what I'm saying? But you can talk all that shit, and you can call in. You can say, I know this and I know that. Man, well, put your money where your mouth is, or press the fucking button on Patreon, join Patreon, and let's see what your knowledge is all about. Shout out to Vincent Phillips. He won before, so it can be done. This is a new month starting over for December. We're going to find out who's the Grandmaster caller. Not the caller of the year, but the Grandmaster caller. Ness, TBB fam, I see y'all in Texas, man. Peace.
What up? You already know, champ. Can't wait. JT New Orleans. What's going on?
So interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, with that comment. Come on. That was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. You know, we're doing live TV. Man, I don't care. What you gonna do about it?
I'll kill this mother. Why do you have to talk like that? Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station. I'm the best ever.
Yo. Hello?
Yo.
Yeah, what's up? All right, well, I might as well get my crew for the Dubois fight. Take that one, and I guess I picked Nate Robinson, the non-boxing fight. I took Nate Robinson in that fight. So I might as well get my crew for those 2 fights. The Mike Tyson fight, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not trying to be no hater. I was not impressed. It was a bunch of old men holding. It's more to me. It was a waste of money. That's just my opinion on it, you know. And I just feel like if we trying to get everybody to come back to the sport, they hyped up about that Mike Tyson, Ron Jones. That'll make them go back in hibernation. Me just being honest. So, but based on that, I was in Dallas this weekend. I got to link up with Kenny V. I met Marvin. I talked to Big Supermax with my brother on the training session. His brother, stuff like that. And then I met another guy. I forgot this dude. We was all in the gym together. You know, we did a little work that day. That was more exciting than that fight I watched. That Mike Tyson called, stuff like that. So I mean, once again, thank you for the shout out. Both from Bama. You know, you get your girl on here. Time I don't know what boxing. So I wonder what boxing match she talking about. And if she talking about that Nate Robinson match, and I know boxing match. I'm just being they were just two. There was a baller and a YouTuber getting in the ring, and the YouTuber bust a baller. So I mean, I'll take my crow for that. Stuff like that, but I won't never pick like that again. I know who them Paul brothers is now, and it's gonna be hard to pick against them because they gonna make sure they pick certain fights for them as well. So I mean, besides all that, I'm excited about Border Wars. I'm gonna be at the Border Wars. I'm excited to meet like Info, a few other people I haven't met yet. You as well, Ness. Myra, you gonna be there?
Yep.
Yeah, I will be there. Come in Thursday.
What about Doomy? You got permission to come, huh?
Yeah, Doomy will.
Doomy, Cash gonna be there too?
Nah.
Yeah, but I want to meet Francis out of all the people. Francis gonna be there, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to meeting y'all and meeting other people. That's gonna be that JP Info, J Mac, a few other people. So shout out to the show, and that's all I got.
All right. What do we got next here? Looking like King Amin in Essex.
The king is what he wants his intro, no? The king is what I mean.
That's right. That's right.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
I guess I'm wrong anyway. From one king to another.
When you see old dirty bastard fall in a position like that, then you know that I'm getting ready to bust your.
Hey, yo, y'all hear me, right? Yo, let's get to it, man. Listen, Tyson and Roy Jones, that was WWE holding all night. You know what I mean? Roy Jones showed for 2 seconds, tried to do the dip. Tyson was in good shape. Tyson got robbed. Brooklyn got robbed that night, you heard? But they what could they do, man? 154, 151, man. Juggy. Told y'all about Juggy. Y'all didn't believe me? Now y'all believe me. So I'm going to say, I got Juggy knocking out Usyk, and I got Juggy. If you want to fight somebody, fight give him Kawanaki. Let's get that going on. Let's see what he got. Feed him Kawanaki. See if we can eat Kawanaki up alive. You heard? I want to big. I like that fight with Ortiz, the dude who looked like Cash. You know what I'm saying? I like that fight. He took that Suleiman dude out with the rib shot. You know what I mean? 130 pounds. Let's see what we can do. He 24 too. Let's talk about him. This whole Triller event was very interesting. I wasn't feeling Wiz Khalifa. Snoop, yo, man, they should have got somebody else. I wasn't feeling mad, but I was feeling the fact they should have had Ghost, RZA. They should have had Griselda, Benny the Butcher. You know what I mean? They could have had Meek Mill. They could have had Meg Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez. They could have had it more popping than what it was, man. French Montana, but I like the concept. You know what I mean? Hey, yo, I got Jake Paul versus Chris Brown, Shannon Briggs versus Riddick Bowe, Rashidi Ellis versus Deron Boots Ennis. I got you know what I mean? They should do that next. They should put some young dudes on, put some older cats on, and have the music. But I'm feeling this Triller thing, man. Let's see what Mike Tyson do.
Alright. Hey, Carlito, man, 3 times, huh? Damn. That's crazy. 2 times already. Skills 3 times. That's crazy.
Yo, real quick, I don't think we got to the super chat from EasyBoy88. Sonny says Sonny Kontu is the best American heavyweight now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's see
Whoa.
that first, but
Yo, and Coach Rivera comes back with one and said, I did know Roy Jones Jr. and Tyson knew bachata.
Oh.
I know it all right.
No, that's because they was hugging. He meant to say he didn't know, and that's because all the hugging they was doing last night.
All the dancing.
Mario, he also said that he want to see you get that win. You know you seen him say that. You know you seen him say that. Mr. CYP. Mr. CYP.
Oh, that wasn't. That's what's up, man.
What?
Hey, shut the fuck up.
You ain't let me come off. That wasn't 3 minutes, man.
Yo, the bell went off, bro. Absolutely.
Oh, I didn't hear it. Oh, all right. Peace. Yo, I'm trying to be there in Dallas, y'all. Peace.
All right. CYP, what up?
Yeah, boy, it's crazy, boy. Hey, shout out to his girl. You was right, man. I lost that quick 100, and I was pissed. I ain't gonna lie. I don't like taking no L's. I don't care if it's $5 or $100. A loss is a loss to me, and they all make me mad. So, good job, because you put your money where your mouth was, unlike these dudes who do nothing but type. You don't call in. You don't do boxing bars. You don't do boxing boards. You don't do border boards. You don't do nothing. All you do is type all day. Weirdos. But anyway, shout out to you. And just like my man Jay said, if you think that's not knowing boxing because we picked Nate over Jake, okay, I got you. I can guarantee this. Every time Jake Paul picks an opponent, it's going to be that opponent's first fight, his debut. And it's going to be Jake's 5th training camp, 6th training camp, 7th, 8th, 9th. They keep on, and keep falling for that, oh, I can beat up Jake. When every single fight, Jake going to be getting better and better, and they're going to be making their debut. Don't fall for it, people. Don't fall for it. Jake need to get in there with somebody real if he could really box. And then, Bama, I want my rematch. Other than that, this. If Adam Koronaki, who's an American citizen, and Andy Ruiz, who was born here, are not American, then that would mean Dillian White, who was born in Jamaica, and Derek Chisora, who was born in Zimbabwe, they're not British. So think about it. When y'all always saying something,
and Mitty, who
trying
was
to sound
born
like y'all
in France.
smart. Yes, and Mitty was born in France. He don't represent y'all either. Like y'all need to cut it out.
British passport, though.
Yeah,
y'all need to cut it out.
Yeah, because you became a British citizen, just like Andy and Lewis.
And Koronaki. So when we say an American heavyweight can beat him, we talking about Adam Koronaki. We talking about Luis Ortiz. We talking about Andy Ruiz. We talking about Michael Hunter. We are talking about those boys. So please, know how citizenship works before you call in trying to make somebody else stupid.
American citizenship.
No, AJ is Nigerian, right? And was he born in Nigeria?
Yeah. No, he wasn't born in Nigeria, but he spent a lot of his childhood in Nigeria.
American citizenship, though. So that will make him like the top American heavyweight.
AJ is American citizen? You lying, man.
Nah.
You lying, bro.
We don't want him anyway.
That would have been a scandal. They'd be like, what? AJ was born. What? AJ was born in America and shipped in a basket back to the UK.
But Nesto, it makes sense. It makes sense that he could be American because he ain't ugly. Hey, I'm just playing. I was just a joke. That was just one of my booty scratching jokes. I don't mean that. Well, I don't mean that. I was just playing.
That also means you think AJ's handsome.
That don't bother me, man. That don't bother me at all. The minute another man handsome don't mean nothing when you got nothing but baddie.
Yeah, man. Look, it's all good. It's all good. Look, cause I listen. We say that in boxing all the time. You know, he's a handsome guy. He's got that face. He's gonna draw the crowd. So ain't no biggie.
Smile.
Man. Ain't no biggie, man. You know, that's part of being marketable. To be honest with you, man. Some people got it. Some people don't got it. We got Steve in Chicago. Yo, has anybody else has hand sanitizer become your new thing now? Like, isn't that so crazy? That's where we're at. It's like you're always like shh. No?
Word.
Is it just me?
Oh, because of COVID? Yeah.
Steve.
My town up in K-Town. Hey, Daddy. This a dollar.
I've been going
I
through.
drink soda, I eat pizza, I hang out with chicks all day. These fighters still can't beat me. They fighting every day, they in the gym every day. Just give me 6 weeks, and I got it.
BoxingWiz.com.
Yo, how's it going?
What up,
Steve?
Yeah. Yeah, in that Pick'em League, my 2 cents is Trey is the real champ. He's at the top of the amateur league, so that's everybody. You know, the pro league is just whoever wants to put in, you know, for monthly winning. So I would say Trey, you know, you gave us a lot of crap. Trey's American, you know, he's actually the winner.
Nah, dog.
But
nah, listen.
You can't count that pro league.
I hear you.
The
You
pro
know,
league,
listen to
there
me.
was like
Listen
5
to me.
guys in that pro league.
Listen to me. I was like you, and I say, and it still is, the amateur is the better league because that is the longevity. But at the end of the day, there's one man taking all the purses home. Come on, man.
Well,
We
that's
gotta
just
change
because
that.
that's just whoever's putting up the money. All right, whatever.
Yeah, we got.
All right, I'm gonna get to the topics. One of your
Get to
topics
the
you had.
league. Join in the league. I want you to get in the league, man. Get that money.
I am in the league.
Get that paid money.
All right, Badou Jack.
Make the pro league great again,
Hey,
man. Let's make the pro league great again.
Let Steve talk, man. That's his call, man. Let my man talk.
Yo, we need to promote the pro league, man. We got 4 or 5 guys in the pro league, man. Poor Brandon out there. Brandon need more people because he keep losing to Carlito.
Yo, Steve, like get your call in, man. You're gonna hear the bell, then you're gonna be pissed, man.
I'm sorry, Steve. You know it ain't personal, man. I'm just trying to get the league back right, man.
All right, yeah, that's fine. But like, when there's only 4 or 5 people and he's calling himself a champ, I mean, how can you be a champ when there was only like I think 4
He
people?
made you bow out. Why you ain't in it?
He didn't make.
Bruh, you questioning. Wait a minute. You questioning the validity of his championship status, but you afraid to fight.
No, I'm not afraid to fight, but I'm like Mitty. Like when I joined Mitty to like help him with, like, I didn't want to be a part of the pro league.
Oh, okay. So you and Mitty both taking this moral high ground. You don't want people to say you guys cheated.
Or whatever, yeah. I'm doing it for fun, you know.
Me too. But I am sad that
you're giving all the credit to the guy that's just in a league with 5 people.
Bruh, listen, let's be real. It hasn't always been 5 people. You're trying to diminish what he's been doing. You know that he's beat the league. He's beat the league when it was more than 5 people in there. And then he's beat it with 5 people. Like, he's beating it. He's 3 times.
I think we had 20 plus people at the beginning, 28 or something like that. 30, you know.
He's good. Like when you were talking about it, like you were bashing. Like,
so why is Trey not in it then? If Trey's so good, why he don't want this free money? He don't want to pay his mortgage and his car? That makes no sense to me, man.
I don't know.
Makes no sense to me, man. Oh, that's good. You're gonna tell me he got another moral high grind too? Like, oh, I don't want to be in it because Steve said that he don't want to be in it. I don't know. What's his excuse?
No.
Where is Trey? This is a call-in show, Trey. Where you at? Where you at, man? Because for real, y'all letting Carlito out here buying shoes and everything, man.
We were just doing it for fun. Like, I didn't really think about the pro league, to be honest with you, but.
So you telling me you can't use with free lunch for the next week?
No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, like, I didn't really give much thought. I mean, you're the one that, like, I don't know. More guys are getting into it, but then everybody got out of it. Like,
listen, I'm not trying to come down on anybody. I'm not trying to come down. I'm just saying, literally, I can use everything that he's won. I can use that. So if there was a way for me to get that, I want it.
I think that Ness' argument is valid. It's because, like, when people join the pro league, I don't know, there's something that takes over them. Maybe that's the fear or anxiety or something like that. Their picks just go south, man. So I don't know, man. Like, pro league is hard.
Yo, where's Sony at, man? All the back call, man. There's not a back call champ. I mean, shout out to Brandon. Listen, now Now, that does give him a little bit of a nod, and it's not, Stonebone, you don't get a knock for not being in the league, but at least Brandon was nominated as Call of the Year, and then he actually went on to at least one time win the Pick'em League, kind of giving some sort of,
And he's also up there. He's also up there in the amateur league, like, so he's showing that his picks.
No, but I'm just saying in general for like when it comes down to Call of the Year, like that's part of his resume. Like I was nominated. It's not like I'm self-nominated. Some people self-nominate. He was nominated by someone else, and then he went on to be at least a TBV Pick'em League winner, and people love his call. So it's resume he's building. Some other people they don't got that.
Is Steve a boomerang? Because he had like loads of like things he wanted to talk about.
No, I'm gonna restart his time. He knows that. That's why he's there. What up, Steve? It's all you, man. Take it away.
All right, let me get to the topics.
Where the ace at?
Yeah. So I'm not the Tyson card. I gave you my thoughts on it earlier on your other show. The only thing I'll say, I saw you put up there about what is Badou Jack. He should rematch Pasqua. I thought that was like one of the best fights of 2019. I thought he edged it out, and then I would like to see a rematch there for that. And he's got that. I think that was like a regular title, like a secondary title at 175. I'd like to see that. Give me Crow because I picked Dubois. Give me the Crow. And had I been in the pro league, I was only one. I would have been tied with Brandon because I had 29. This Dubois fight, kind of kicked me out of that too. But, Jacobs, I actually think Jacobs is going to stay with Eddie. I think he'll see an easier path to a title that way. He can fight Billy Joe. It's ironic that Billy Joe's fighting a week apart from him. For all we know, they might be lining that up. And then you got Canelo and Smith. I know you don't like a rematch of Jacobs Canelo, but you never know what can happen, But with Canelo, being independent.
Listen, if Jacobs comes back and earns another title, then he earns another shot if Canelo picks him again. That's just what it is, man. If you get another shot, he's a 3-time at that point, or 2-time, 3-time champ, 2-division, 3-time champ.
Yeah, but that's all I got. And then I don't know this Crawford-Ortiz. I don't know where you heard that.
Oh, that's boxing scene.
Yeah.
Interview with Oscar, man, but he's bullshit.
Interesting. That's his trainer. Remember, you had his trainer on here. He was saying he's like 2 years away from that. So I don't know.
And that's what I said. That he's bullshit, man. They're not ready for that fight, man.
No. But yeah, we'll see. That's all I got. I don't know anymore.
Yo, man, I don't know, man. Look, I'm not one to say who to sign and don't sign because, this is their livelihood. I wouldn't want somebody to say don't watch my channel, you know what I mean? But they letting a lot of people go or have let go or chose not to re-sign at the zone. So, we got to see what happens, man. Got to see what happens. We going out the Stone Bone. What up?
What up? Yeah, man. Interesting weekend, man. They starting the Grandpa League. That's what's up, man. The legends. So you don't gotta be a legend, you just gotta be an old retired fighter, right? Or is it real who is legends? Can any of these guys, is Briggs a legend right now? I know he fit in the league because to me he more active. I believe he would beat all them dudes because I think he's still fighting real fights. I don't think the Tyson and Roy Jones. I don't think that was a real fight, but it wasn't a real fight like a brutality type fight. I think Briggs would be trouble for them dudes in a league like that. So they probably gonna blackball him out that league. He ain't gonna be able to get in there till he 5 years after he retired. They're gonna come up with something. It's gonna have to be like a year or two after you retire or something. So he might have to retire tomorrow if he ever want to fight in that league. I'm pretty wise. They ain't leaked the rules yet, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna have to be you've been retired for at least 2 years or something like that. Daniel Jacobs, it was a little boring. Not I don't think Jacobs that highly anyway. But that right there just showed me that he's pretty much checked out. He needs to go on and marry Angela Simmons and go on and be a celebrity boxer instead of a boxer. He more into that lifestyle now. He'd rather be a celebrity than a fighter. So he's a celebrity boxer now. He can fight Mike Tyson or Roy Jones next. What else was we talking about? What else was on the docket? Oh yeah, Daniel Dubois, Joe Joyce. I was thinking Dubois would be able to handle that, but that eye injury, man. Listen, if he did stop as a trainer, you might need to stop that for your fighter just to give him an opportunity to come back, because what can happen to him with that eye injury, you don't know. It could go damaged. Like all of the guys who really got injured and kept fighting, they never were the same. But the guys who maybe took a knee and maybe tapped out, they were able to fight back and maybe not be all-time great, but they still were able to keep going in their career versus being done after that fight. So we'll see, man. Good luck to you, Dubois. I want to see Joe Joyce against some decent American opponents, man. Some of the decent heavyweights. Like I think right now he beat a Jogba, but when you go on up the line, a Kalnaki and them type of guys, I think them is different fights for him. Let's go Andy Ruiz versus Joe Joyce. I'll catch y'all later.
Yo, is that Jogba American now?
I mean, you know,
He got citizenship or?
I don't know if he got citizenship, honestly, but he did have a child and probably got married. And I mean, he's with Jay Prince. I'm probably sure they setting him up not to ever be.
Marriage can get you that, but the child won't get you citizenship.
No, I know, but I'm pretty sure he. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure they set him up.
Oh yeah,
because you don't want to get deported.
Okay.
You know, in America, they deporting people now for any stupid thing. So it's better to have your citizenship as soon as you can and stuff like that. But yeah, boomerangs coming to y'all. Davidian, what up?
What's good, TBV?
What up?
Hey, what's good? What's good, y'all? What's good, Mario? Coach Mitty, Casual. What's up? It was a good weekend of fights. I enjoyed it. I mean, my man Mike, I thought he had won, because he was kind of the more, but it was kind of a hug fest too, so, but I thought Mike had edged it out, but I mean, they gave it a draw or whatever. Man, I saw the Danny Jacobs versus Rosado. That was, I don't know what the hell that was. That was, Daniel talked all that stuff, and he just looked, I don't know. To be honest, if I'm going to be honest, I honestly would have gave that to Rosado, but that's just me. I thought Rosado kind of squeaked it out, but they did him shady, so I feel bad for him, but who else fought? The Daniel Dubois or the Joe Joyce versus Dubois. Damn. I mean, I hope Dubois, he's young, so hopefully his eye, he'll be all right, and hopefully he can come back. But I don't know. Hopefully Joe Joyce fights somebody, an American fighter, somebody that he can fight. And then poor Nate. That was, wow. Yeah, poor little Nate. Poor Nate.
Yeah,
man.
how you gonna say poor little Nate, man?
Well, I mean, he's short, ain't he? He fights something. 5'3" in sneakers, right? Whatever he is. I don't know what he is, but man, poor Nate. Man. But hopefully he can come back. Don't just go out like that, though.
Come back where?
That's what I said, man.
I don't
go
know.
out like that,
I don't
man.
know. I wasn't expecting him to fight like that, but damn, I don't know what to think about that.
They need to find him a comeback. See, that's what at least boxing do. They don't let you get slept like that. They bring you back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to get knocked out like that. That was bad. On his face too, and I was watching the fights with some other friends of mine, so they was laughing at him like bad. I was like, damn. I wasn't really laughing because I knew it's serious when you're in there, but all the memes and stuff came out of nowhere. Poor Nate, but what you gonna do? You gotta get back in there, I guess.
No, the memes is that's what took it over the top for me.
Yeah, but other than that, it was pretty good. You know, I mean, like Tyson and them did their thing. I love them. They're legends, so that's what I expected. But good show as always, and God bless y'all.
Davidian.
Shout out Davidian.
Boomerang. Trainer Bay.
Yo, give my call to CYPNS.
Hey, give it to ZYP.
Nice. Well done.
Yo, Mitty called it. King Amin of Essex. Yo.
Yeah, so it's funny because Daniel Jacobs is becoming a new Peter Quinlan. He got his feet up. He ain't as hungry as he used to be. You know what I'm saying? He out there with the minks and the jewels. I seen Peter Quinlan do the same thing, and he kind of just, faded out. So that's, you know what I'm saying? If that's how you want to play it, that's cool. I think he gonna cash out with Eddie Hearn. He's gonna be, the Black American guy over there. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna get his break. Him and Devin Haney is the only brothers over there. So they're gonna try to get whatever bag they got. But Rosado like Ness. Do you owe him a favor? Like, did he hold you down in the feds with commissary? Because
what the fuck? Wow.
You swear Rosado getting robbed and he's been doing injustices. Like you trumping for Rosado like I be for Mansour, bro.
I never said that. I never said he got robbed. In the Lewis Aries fight, I say he definitely deserved that win. And this fight is obviously questionable. There's people out there saying that. I woke up to all that. Oh, Rosado got robbed. People saying in the chat. So you thought Jacobs won that handedly?
No, but hell no. I thought that Jacobs looked, you know what I'm saying? First, I thought he hurt his hand because I said, he can't be switching to southpaw. Like, because he did that when he kind of
his own trainer said, don't switch to southpaw. His trainer, his trainer knew his trainer said, did you bet on this fight? He forgot he was mic'd up, man. He asked him, did you bet on this fight? Because you ain't get this guy out of here yet. And he was like, nah.
He was trying to pass on a message, but it was a bit weird, that trainer.
Nah, that shit wasn't no message. That shit was no message. That shit was a telling story right there.
But hey, I'm gonna finish off my call like this though. Shout out to Nate Robinson. Like, listen, I've been saying it all day. I've been saying it for a while. You gotta be in there to know. Oh, first of all, let me stop that. Daniel Dubois. Since I heard he was talking greasy about Joyce moms, even his moms was on the internet talking about some. Oh, I bet you don't talk about me now. So really? Daniel Dubois, Like, yo, man, like, if you said that, that's what you get, homeboy. You don't be talking shit about nobody's mother. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man.
It's like a crazy story, too.
What up?
No, it's just like a crazy story, like the way it happened. Like, for him to poke fun at, her being blind, reportedly, and then for him to come out with that type of injury, it's like, ironic.
Karma.
Word.
He looked like the nice guy, right?
The what?
Right.
But you broke up, and that's your time. I'm going to still come back to you because that was your first call because you was busy for whatever reason. Boomerang.
Thank you for your call, man.
Oh, Sleeping Beauty. It's all right, yo. You never been late yet. This is your first time. We're going to document it, man.
I'm coming from training. No, I'm coming from training. I'm coming from late. My training.
Oh, he started the training.
Yeah, my
His
train's an hour away,
operation-
so it's an hour one way. So it's
Operation
2
Kill
hours.
Stainless. What's the training camp name? Operation Kill Stainless.
Nah, it's Operation Get Right.
Yo, you said you don't
1
train because it's
hour?
snowing, though. That's what you said the other day.
Say it again, sorry.
You say you don't train when it's snowing, man.
He found
No,
a gym, man. He
no.
found
What
a
I said is
gym.
that I can't. Running outside is a little more difficult. But my trainer called me and said, "Yo, he got a spot," so I just went. Like, it's time to work.
Damn, so it's 1 hour both ways or 1 hour
No,
one way?
1 hour one way. So we get a 2 hour
Dedication.
session. Yeah. So yeah, I'm
Dedication.
tired as shit,
Was it your
man.
first time with a trainer?
Yeah. So we
Oh,
just kind
first
of
time
work
with
it
a
out.
trainer, so you novice.
What did he say?
Pardon me?
Nah, he gonna tell you privately. Come on, coach. Come on.
I want to know what he said. Like, if it's fluid, if it's all right,
Oh yeah. He said everything is good. It's just you can tell that just the nerves.
All right.
You understand what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I'll get more in depth after. But yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But it was good, man. Yeah, it's tired. That's so technically not really late. I couldn't get a chance to message you because I left my phone at home, rushing at the house trying to get there. So, what I mean? I didn't want to miss it. I just wanted to get it in. So yeah, my apologies to y'all. But I was kind of kept checking out the show after I kind of like got to work in a little bit. So I don't know if you guys see me in the chat. I said TBV, what up? I was shouting you guys out. So good
no,
show,
I
man. Good
missed
show.
that.
Good
I missed
show.
that.
So Mitty, what do you think about? I just wanted to ask you now you're here. What do you think about the whole Joyce Daniel Dubois situation? You see, it's kind of good for Joe that he didn't lose because he is the 35-year-old fighter, but both careers are still young, right?
I'm gonna give you a very short thing because I spent like a long time on it. Yeah, I'm happy for Joyce, and I want the focus to be on Joyce. And because like that's good for him. He was definitely the most seasoned fighter, and that showed. And now he can enjoy his shine and just move on to bigger and better things. And for Dubois, he can definitely rebuild. So hopefully the injury is not as serious or that serious, and he can come back. He's very young, 23. So I mean, a heavyweight can start making his mark in his early 30s. So he's got loads of time ahead of him, man.
I agree with that 100%. I hope that this eye injury doesn't kind of treat him like how Kell Brook is, where if he gets touched in it, it kind of
that's the biggest
reoccurs,
issue.
right? Yeah.
Not even just that, but like it could be that it's like game over. If you have to have an operation, you don't know how it goes. So I hope that it's not game over, and I hope that it's not a long-term issue. But it's always touchy, man. That's a big injury, man.
I wanted to ask you a question. I didn't get a chance to talk to you. I don't think you're on the. Well, I actually didn't get a chance to ask you about Fabian Wardley. I'm huge on Fabio Wardley. I think he's amazing. He's still young and he has, a lot to work. But the power is there. The IQ looks like it's there. What's your take on his performance against Larty, who, Nathan couldn't get the knockout on, and Daniel did it later?
Man, I mean, like, I don't want to judge him on the Larty performance because. Like that Larty shot was dubious, to be honest, and I don't know, but like I like Fabio Wardley. It's coming from the background that I like someone who's going very late into the sport. He did the white collar route first, so I want to see people like that shine. But it's still very early, man. But yeah, obviously he's got power, so. Let's see in 2 years where he stands, man. I think it is like a good 2 year of development, So
Yo, who shit the bed that you mentioned, Mitty, was White Chocolate. I mean, he didn't shit the bed, but
yeah,
I remember I saw that chat that you had said, and yeah, it was the second time in a row now. I was kind of like
fight.
disappointed.
I ain't gonna say he shit the bed, but
no, he didn't shit the bed. That was I shouldn't have said that, but he just didn't do what I thought he would.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Nobody ain't saying Rosado shit the bed, but that's exactly what happened. You expect something from that fighter, and he didn't give you that. But the other dude also overperformed, man. He needs a trainer or better conditioning. He looked good. I want to see him again. He deserves to come back, man. He did all right. But let me get to these.
I want to see.
Go ahead. My bad.
No, go ahead. But that's fine. Go to callers, man. Otherwise, I'm going to spend too long on White Chocolate, man.
All right. We got CYP with Trey's Boomerang.
Right. You know what's funny is that Jacobs won. It wasn't impressive. He didn't look like he cared to be in the ring, and I do think that Jacobs now is at the point where he's just like, if it's a big fight, I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna train hard. But if it's not, I'm just gonna use my talent to win. I think he got lucky with that performance this time because all it took was maybe one swing round, maybe two, but he could have lost that fight. But I scored it for him 115, 113. My scorecards are always on, always on. That's why Mike named me the official scorecarder for his open shows because I do that anyway. Why don't we talk about Charlo versus Jacobs? Like if Jacobs would get up for Charlo, he'll train hard for Charlo, and then Charlo can whoop his ass because that Jacobs that I saw, like the way how hard he doesn't hit. Like when the last time Jacob really hurt somebody and knocked somebody out? It's been a long time, man. Like that it's been a minute since Jacob then put somebody down and like really fucked them up. Unless you want to count Chavez Jr., which he gets beat by everybody. I don't really count him. I mean, if you hit him in his fake nose gonna fly off and Mr. Potato Head. You know what I'm saying? Hit him in his ear gonna fly off. Like that dude might have plastic surgery. I don't know what's up with him. When it come down to this last issue, Ness, man, COVID was in 2020. It wasn't in 2019. So why you ducking all the 2019 awards, man? Why you ducking all the 2019 awards? We ain't gotta have no ceremony. We ain't gotta have no award show. All you gotta do is announce them shits. Am I that great of a caller that I make you cancel 2019? Because everybody knows who the caller of the year is 2019. I'll just go ahead and say that so I can stop bothering you. We can move on. CYP out.
I mean, but you self-proclaim, man. You know, everybody knows the way that it works is that there's nominees, they get voted on, and the people actually, makes that decision. Not I, but you self-proclaim, and we never actually went through with the vote. But we want to make sure that you get, your respect if you deserve it. Sony.
Who we got next on the docket?
What up? Mr. Woods.
Hey, yo, what's up,
Cincinnati.
TBV?
What up?
Hey, yo, what up? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, you good.
Hey, yo, what's going on, panel? How y'all feeling?
We good, brother. We
good.
good.
Yo,
What's up,
so about man, there was so many fights that I want to touch up on. So the whole Legends League, hey, yo, so Ness, how do you feel about it? Because I watched it. I wasn't impressed by Roy Jones, and it wasn't nothing to get impressed by either one of them. But I felt like if they could tweak it, I feel like it can be something. So I think I asked you that question last week. So now that the fight actually happened, would like to know your thoughts going forward. If you think that Legends Only League can be something. Daniel Dubois, and Joyce. I'm not shocked at that fight. I know everybody had Daniel Dubois, but I bet on Joyce, so I won big money on that. So shout out to me on that one. So and shit. What else was dude? There was so many fights this weekend. What was the other top fight of the weekend?
Man. Nate getting slapped like
Nate, oh my God, yo,
Nate
dude,
got flipped like a pancake, man.
I woke up the next morning, he was still asleep in the ring, bro. Yo, I was so sorry for my guy.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out. But that's why and Jake Paul came out after that fight. I don't know if y'all heard it, but now he wants to fight. Dude, I can't stand those Paul brothers, bro. Shout out to them, make their money. I ain't mad at anybody getting dough out here, but I want them to get slept so bad. And then he shot out. He wants to fight Conor McGregor. Man, I hope Conor McGregor takes that fight as mop him. But, yo, peace and love, everybody. Great show and everything. Sorry I came on late, but, yo, peace and love.
All right, champ. All
Peace out,
right.
Sony.
It's up for Stonebone Boomerang.
What up?
What up?
Yeah, and like I said, man, one of our retired black basketball players got to come revenge for him, or matter of fact, we're going to send our Border Wars champ after Jay Paul. So, which Paul was it? Jake Paul, right?
Yeah,
Jake Paul.
We're going to send we're going to send It's either gonna be Martin or 313 Fire Flame. Somebody,
Yeah.
we got to send somebody out there.
That's right.
Hey, Fire Flame got the news. Fire Flame about the news reporting, man. I saw that. That was big. That was big for TBV, man. And that made it like, cause he ain't far from here though. You know what I mean? So that like it's very, like Southern Colorado and New Mexico, and they got a real tight knit bond, and the boxing community got a real good thing. So it made a little echoes up here. People was talking about boxing wars and border wars and talking about amateur leagues and stuff like that. So it was pretty big. But Mitty, let me ask you, Mitty. So Joseph Parker is not from the UK, right? No, he's from New Zealand, right?
Yeah, New Zealand.
Okay. Povetkin is not from the UK, right? No, he's from Russia. Oh, Usyk, he's not from the UK, right? He's from
Ukraine.
The Ukraine. But we associate all of those guys with what?
No, say you.
UK,
say you
UK boxing. Not even just Europe.
Say we. Don't
listen,
say we.
Mitty, we don't even say Europe. Listen, Mitty, if you ask, unless they're a hardcore fan, and I ask them, if I ask them where Hergovich from or any of them guys, they're gonna think UK.
Speak for yourself. You can't speak on behalf of other people, man. You can't do that, man. Especially when you're just saying things like that, man.
Mitty, you speaking from a you. Listen, can I even? Damn, Ness, he just stepped on my whole car. I ain't even get to say what I'm trying to say to him. What I'm saying to you is, I don't listen. I'm not saying Jagba is from America, but he's based out of America. He's fighting in the American system. He's not fighting in Africa. He's not fighting. So them guys that I'm naming are fighting on the UK boxing scene. And that was the only thing when you try to correct me, like a Jagba from America. No, he ain't from America, but he's fighting on the American scene. Just like Usyk, have been fighting on the UK scene. That's all I was saying. You like correcting me like I was dumb, like I didn't know the Jabba was from Africa.
This guy had a citizenship.
What?
Why are you taking it personally as if I was trying to
No, I'm not
correct
taking
you?
it personally.
I wasn't trying to correct you. I wanted to know if this guy had like a citizenship.
Mitty, you corrected me as if I was saying like a job.
I was getting information for myself, nothing to do with you. I don't have a problem with you trying to correct you.
That is everybody, I believe. Louisville Slugger jumped on. What up?
LV.
What up, TBV? What up?
What up?
Yeah, man, nice little weekend for boxing, man. Got a lot of people talking about the sport. You know, there was I wasn't a big fan of the Roy Jones Mike Tyson fight, but you know, I still watched it. You know, it was straight. The Nate Robinson thing, man. I believe he was in there trying to fight, man. He wasn't in there boxing, man. That would end up happening. He ended up trying to fight and got caught. You can't go in there trying to fight boxing. So yeah, Jake gonna be Jake. I believe Jake gonna just be smart with who he picking, who he gonna fight, man. Cause I feel like he was about 20 pounds heavier than Nate when they actually got in the ring. Cause when they weighed in, wasn't he like 10 pounds heavier? So I believe that weight played a big difference on how that fight looked. Why he slept on like that. Yeah, he looked.
LV, you good? Like you cutting out over there, champ? All right. He went dead on us, and that means Boomerang. All right. No, all right then. So that's GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Catch me tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. We got a lot scheduled for you. Let me see. We got Ed Levine with the IBO supposedly. We'll see if that happens. I'm trying to get Justin Briggs on. Justin Briggs and Big Time Promotions. Looks like they are gonna be. They have sponsored the Border Wars event, and I want to get him on the show because he's also promoting his own event, and he's such a young guy, and he's already like in a co-promotion with Evan Holyfield, so that's cool.
Word.
Plus, I don't know if that's his real sister. We'll find out when we interview him. But I think her name is Ada. She's nice, and I think she's on that card. So a lot to talk about. But then we got Border Wars, unguarded interviews with Big Supermax and DeMarcus for Surefire D. Don't miss it. Big Supermax is gonna be live at 3:00, and then we got DeMarcus for Surefire D live at 5:00 Eastern. That's GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Catch us on the damn, that's Lid's low, right? We ain't going to him. Catch us on the next one.
At Marmogi on Twitter, at Marmogi on Instagram. See y'all in the morning. Peace.
Peace.
Yo, peace.
You already know what it is. Next up,
Good
Sports Talk, man. Next up, Sports Talk. There's a late super chat that just jumped in. Andreas Kiani said, I want to see Mike Tyson versus Wilder. That would be a 50-50 in my opinion. Yeah,
Jokes.
check me out. Next up, Sports Talk. Next up, Sports Talk, man, on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We got some great content over there. Also, don't forget all our sponsors. Border Wars, shout out to you. Thank you for making it possible. We're very, very close to Border Wars, man. Border Wars 9, December 5th. Check us out. Hit the smash the like button. I'm out. Peace.
All right. Peace.
All right. Peace.